Let's take you live to Miami as the NFL Today is first on the field.
Greg, a humid December day here in South Florida. We've got action from the AFC East. The Dolphins hosting the Jets. And welcome to the broadcast booth, everyone. Ian Eagle along with Solomon Wilcots. Miami still mathematically alive for a playoff spot in the AFC, but they need to win out and need an awful lot of help. Maybe the bigger story right now, Dolphins are winning in December, something that they have not done in quite some time.
And I think the players really have bought into the philosophy taught by Nick Saban over the course of their three-game win streak. They have practiced tenacity and resiliency. No player exhibits that more than Gus Frerotte. He really has led this football team. He has made no turnovers in their last two ball games. He's brought back that long ball attack to the offense so they can strike quick from anywhere on the football field.
And Solomon, a huge key for Frerotte. He has found a legitimate number one target. It's Chris Chambers.
And he's shown flashes in the past, but never has he put together a run like what we've seen over the last three ball games. In fact, it's the most prolific three-game streak of any wide receiver in the history of the franchise, and that's saying a lot. Chris Chambers, he is someone to be reckoned with.
We sat down with Chambers, asked him about the chemistry between him and Frerotte. It certainly has clicked over the last three games.
I think it's more of him seeing me. You know, he hasn't been here. Sage's been here 3, 4, or 5 years, so he knows exactly what I can do. He knows my limits. He knows balls I can reach and I can't reach. And I think Gus is starting to find that out, that he can make some throws that probably usually wouldn't throw, but he can make it and give me an opportunity to catch the ball.
And a perfect lead-in to our Solomon's X's and O's. Chambers has always had the big play capabilities. Now, though, we're seeing it on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, and by design, they want to get the ball to Chris Chambers. Last week, they really baited the safety, Terrence Gill. They tried to get the ball behind him in the center of the football field. It leaves the cornerback, Drayton Florence, one-on-one, and he can't stay with Chambers across the entire field. And so what you're going to see with the Jets, they're going to have to double cover Chambers because he's just shredded one-on-one coverage over the last few weeks.
Well, Solomon, for the Jets, getting a road win, that's the top priority right now, and this will be their last chance to do it. 0-7 away from the Meadowlands. Last time they played Miami, a different cast of characters when the Jets knocked off the Dolphins.
And they've been getting it done with their third-string combo, third-string quarterback in Brooks Bollinger, as well as the running back, Cedric Houston. He did a good job filling in for Curtis Martin last week when they had a season-high 184 yards rushing. Both guys are going to have to come up big today.
Well, that's offense. Defense, new faces again. Ellis, Robertson, Brown, all out today. And Thomas, Legree, and Gardner replace them in their respective positions. Donnie Henderson better have a good game plan today against this Miami offense.
That's right. Donnie Henderson has already said that, hey, injuries are no excuse. We have to come out, create turnovers, shorten the field for our offense that really has struggled all season.
And time right now for UPS to deliver today's reliable game points.
Well, if you're the Jets, you want to play slow and conservative. Keep it to a low-scoring game. The Dolphins want to do the opposite. They want to play fast and finish strong. And then I think the two guys who have to come up big. Who has the best pass rusher, John Abraham or Jason Taylor? They have to create sacks and turnovers. They could decide the outcome.
And for your reliable game picks delivered by UPS, log on to CBSSportsline.com. Jets and Dolphins. We'll have all the action coming up. It's the NFL on CBS.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Dreams till they all come true. One mind, one team, one heart, one player through the hole, one goal, one start to dominate the art of the black and blue. Super Bowl dreams till they all come true. One chance, one goal, one goal, one ring, and never to announce your soul. To see your hopes and dreams to the final story to be remembered for your rise to
It's week 15 of the NFL season. We join you today from Dolphin Stadium. The Dolphins and the Jets. The Miami running game, running back by committee. It's working. Combination of Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams. We'll have the action coming up. A look at the weather conditions here in Miami. 84 degrees. There is a chance of rain. We've got some cloud cover now. Sun was bursting through just a couple of minutes ago. AFC East. Miami at 6-7. Jets are 3-10. Miami needs Kansas City, San Diego, and Pittsburgh to falter down the stretch to have any chance of making the playoffs. Herman Edwards, maybe the most amazing stat of all, Solomon. They have not led in a road game this season. 0-7, and still looking for their first road lead. Nick Saban riding a 3-game winning streak after all the controversy that this team didn't care about results and didn't care about wins and losses. Well, they're winning on a consistent basis since then.
And I think he's gotten this message across, and the players have bought in. They focus on the process of what it takes to win, as opposed to worrying about the outcome and playing with a great deal of anxiety. I think it's because they bought into the coach's philosophy. They're able to come out and play much better over the course of these past 3 games.
Jets have won the toss. Olindo Mare kicks it off to Justin Miller. Jets are looking for the sweep over the Dolphins. Here's Miller straight down the middle. And Miller bottled up as he hit the 32-yard line. Miami did a nice job on special teams to get down the field. Brooks Bollinger got his first win as an NFL starter last week. A 26-10 victory over Oakland. Let's take a look at the offensive line. Scott Bragg, he was banged up this week, but he is in there at right tackle. The backs and receivers today, Justin McCarron's a touchdown last week in that win over Oakland. And let's see how Cedric Houston's body holds up in his second week as a starter, stepping in for Curtis Martin, who had successful right knee surgery earlier this week. Base offense to open up. Here's Bollinger, bootleg, throwing, soft toss to McCarron's, and a first down as he angles out of bounds. 12-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage. And we take a look at the Miami defense, who comes in ranked number 21 overall. Defensive line, Vonnie Holliday, a little more pressure on him because Keith Traylor is missing his 3rd consecutive week. Linebackers, what a rookie season for Channing Crowder at linebacker. And in the secondary, Lance Schulters, he's a playmaker. He leads the defense with 3 interceptions this season. On a 1st and 10 from the 44 for the Jets. First running play. It's Houston up the gut. Able to cross the 45 and pick up 3 yards. Zach Thomas in on that stop. AFC Defensive Player of the Week after his 11 tackle, 1 interception performance in that win over San Diego.
And the linebackers, including Zach Thomas, they like to play downhill for the Miami Dolphins. They're very fast flowing. As you saw on the first down play, they got the defense going one way, and then you had the bootleg by Brooks Bollinger coming open to hit Justin McCarron. Look for them to do more of that in this game.
Jets won the first meeting in week 2, 17-7 at the Meadowlands. Take the handoff, Bollinger airing it out on second down, deep throw, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Lavernius Coles down the middle and was unable to make the connection.
Well, they had what they wanted. We said that they are a downhill, fast-flowing defense, so they bite on the play-action fake. And watch Coles. He gets on top, but I'm not sure that he finds the football. See, he's running, can't see the ball, so I think the ball's going to be overthrown because he can't get to the spot where that ball is going to arrive. But I think the play was great by design, and it was nearly executed. I think Coles has to do a better job of finding the ball once you get on top of the secondary.
Coles has 6 touchdowns and 7 career starts against Miami. Dime package for the Dolphins. 3 receivers set. Cotchery's in there. Blitz coming. Bollinger is unable to complete it to Jolly. He got rid of it in a hurry. And because of the heat, the Jets will punt.
Oh, Jeremiah Bell's coming off the corner. They're going to blitz the young quarterback. You're going to see that with, I think, both defenses today. Herman Edwards going to send his defense at Gus Frerotte, but he expects Bollinger to make quick decisions and get rid of the ball. Don't take the sack. It's okay to punt it because that's how they play offense with the New York Jets.
The rookie from Australia, Ben Graham, having an outstanding first year in the NFL. Wes Welker going to let it bounce, and a wise choice. Takes a roll to the end zone. Miami will have it at the 20 for its first possession of the day. 53-yard punt, a 33-yard net. Dolphins and Jets, old school AFC rivalry. More to come. Dolphins riding a 3-game winning streak, averaging 26.7 points and 376 yards of offense over that span. They open up a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On a handoff, Ronnie Brown trying to run off tackle, and John Abraham was the first man there, limiting him to a 2-yard gain. Gus Frerotte, his best passer rating of the season last week against San Diego, 128.8. Outstanding performance in that 23-21 win. Changes on the offensive line. McKinney done for the year. Ephraim in at guard, Hadnot at center. Backs and receivers, Ronnie Brown closing in on a 1,000-yard rushing season. Dolphins go no huddle. It's Brown trying to get in space on the outside. Spilled towards the sideline by Eric Coleman. And a 5-yard gain for the Auburn product. Defensively, the Jets, they come in ranked number 12 overall. Brian Thomas in for the injured Sean Ellis. Legree in for Dwayne Robertson. Linebackers, Barry Gardner in for the injured Mark Brown, who was backing up Eric Barton. And in the secondary, Ty Law had his 6th interception of the season last week in that victory over the Raiders. And a 3-receiver set. 3rd and 3. Welker is the 3rd wideout for Frerotte. Shotgun, Frerotte lofts it. And Ronnie Brown could not handle it. Coleman, the safety, covering the running back, and the Dolphins will punt.
And again, on 3rd down, what do? You come with pressure on the quarterback. Jonathan Vilma got into the face of Gus Frerotte, forced him to hurry that throw over to Ronnie Brown. Was not an accurate throw, so it's the defense putting pressure on the quarterback, I think, on both sides, that's really forcing, I think, the 3 and out for both offenses.
Jericho Cotchery is the return man for Donnie Jones' punt, averaging just under 44 yards per punt in his 2nd year out of LSU. Cotchery lets it take a bounce, trying to make something happen. One stiff arm and gang tackled. Jeremiah Bell slowed him down, and then he was finished off by Moore. No score. Jets, Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Volkswagen, on the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Budweiser Select. Finally, bold taste meets a clean finish. Expect everything.
Early in this first quarter, 12:22 to play, scoreless. The Jets and the Dolphins, in 8 of the last 9 years, the season series has resulted in a sweep. And the Jets are trying to complete one here today and trying to pick up their first road victory of the season as well in their last chance. Doug Jolly set up as a receiver on 1st down. Handoff. Houston slipped, and it cost him. No gain for Cedric Houston. 0-7. The Jets on the road this season. No Jet team has ever gone 0-8.
Well, you say, well, why are you 0-7 on the road? Here's why. When you can't score points where they've scored 6.7 points per game on the road as opposed to at home, or you see what the opponents have done, they've really struggled to get it going, I think, on the offensive side of the ball. That's why they have to play slow and conservative, because if they give up points, the offense can't match it, and it could be a blowout.
On 2nd and 10, here's Bollinger over the middle to Cedric Houston, releasing out of the backfield. And a solid gainer of 7 as Zach Thomas touched him up with Donnie Spragan, the linebackers.
Well, Cedric Houston now has to show that he has resiliency and can bounce back after 28 carries last week. He says, hey, I was banged up, couldn't sleep on my left side on Sunday night. And so he said, I had to talk to Curtis Martin about how to get the body ready with massage therapy and getting in the ice tub. So he's going to have to show that he can bounce back and carry the load in consecutive weeks for the New York Jets.
Houston admitted he was a little tentative early in his first start last week, but grew more comfortable. Bollinger was trying to get out of the pocket, and Jason Taylor would have none of it. It's a sack for Taylor, number 9 on the season, for the Dolphins' all-time sack leader.
We said it as one of our UPS game keys that Taylor would be the guy that could change the game. And he runs a stunt starting out at the top and then comes underneath to get the sack on Brooks Bollinger. And I think you're going to have to block it because he can take over a ball game much in the same way John Abraham can for the New York Jets.
Ben Graham's second punt. And Welker will catch it at the 35, trying to turn upfield. And he picks up a couple as Derek Strait Made it down on special teams, a 40-yard punt. Dolphins take over. Good field position. 10:45 to play, first quarter. No score. Jets and Dolphins, 10:45 to play in this opening quarter. A double tight end set for Farad. On a 1st and 10 from the 37, McMichael and Diamond are in there. On a handoff, Ronnie Brown trying to spin his way out of trouble. Brian Thomas, first man there. Well, for Farad, he told us he's got to give Coach Saban a lot of credit for sticking with him, because there have been some moments where you thought maybe Farad was not going to get the nod.
This is strictly, look at this, up and down, up, down, and then way up last week against the San Diego Chargers. And so, you know, he has been up and down, but he has the most experience in the Scott Linehan-led offense.
Leading it to Brown, who was able to scamper out towards the first down marker, chased down by Barry Gardner. It's an 8-yard gain. He'll come up just short of a first down.
You talk about Gus Farad. I think he does have a certain understanding of what's expected in the offense. And I think he's shown a great deal of patience with many of the players around him who are learning this offense for the first time. And Scott Linehan has come over. He's no longer upstairs. Has come down on the sideline where he can look at the players face to face and sort of affect change and lead by example.
And Farad will do it himself. A new set of downs out near midfield for Miami. And we talked to Nick Saban about it. Saban told us, look, from a coordinator standpoint, it's much easier to be in the booth. You can lay out your papers, you got your coffee there, take your jacket off. Down on the field with the human interaction, now you might be able to get some payoff there, especially when a team's trying to learn the offense.
He said, we have leaders on defense, we don't have many on offense.
Handoff to Ronnie Brown, and Brown driven down by Jonathan Vilma with Law combining a 3-yard gain. Let's get an update. NFL Today, Greg Gumbel.
All right, Ian, in Indianapolis, the Chargers would love to put a dent in that perfect Colts record. 29 yards out. Drew Brees to Keenan McCardell. Touchdown. 7-0 Chargers. Coming up on 9 minutes to play in the first.
Well, Greg, people all around the league already anticipating, oh, Indianapolis is going to sit their starters against Seattle. Wait a second. San Diego may have something to say about it beforehand. On a throw, strong one to Randy McMichael. And he hit him for a first down. Ty Law had the coverage against the tight end. It's a 9-yard gain.
How about Ty Law matched up against the tight end, Randy McMichael, on the right-hand side of your screen. He comes low, gets the hit, but not until McMichael has come up with the catch. And he's been another one of those weapons that has come around, learning this offense and getting better as the season goes on.
Dolphins are working quickly here with no huddle. Handoff, it's Brown through the middle. It's a 6-yard pickup for the rookie Ronnie Brown as Victor Hobson was involved in the stop.
So the one thing that the Dolphins now have with this offense, as they have improved over the last 3 weeks, that's balance, because Ronnie Brown can run it. They still have Ricky Williams. We know he can run it. And then the way that the passing game has taken off, they're really going to test the Jets on defense. And you have to take one away, and I think you have to take away Ronnie Brown.
Miami is on the move as Farad checks off. 2nd and 4 at the New York 33. Into a pass play, hits McMichael, driven backwards by Rhodes. And they'll give him some forward progress there for a gain of about 3.5.
Now the Dolphins coming out, trying to figure out the matchups. They're going with that no huddle. They feel like they can win with Randy McMichael, a tight end who's very athletic, matched up against Rhodes, a safety, but Rhodes was with him step to step. No yards after the catch. That's what Donnie Henderson wants. But when you go with that no huddle, you're trying to survey the field, trying to find that matchup. Now they go with that bunch formation with the receivers. Look for them to try to attack down the football field.
On a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun for Rupp. Looking to move the chains. For Rupp. Safety valve is Brown, and he spins for the first down. So this drive remains alive. It's a 4-yard pickup. Coleman will be given credit for the tackle. And an impressive drive for the Dolphins so far.
And they go opposite of that bunch formation. It's a check down to Ronnie Brown, but that's what Ronnie Brown gives you. Yes, he can run the ball, but he's excellent at catching the ball coming out of the backfield. Right now, Donnie Henderson trying to figure out and solve the puzzle that is the Miami Dolphins offense.
On a quick snap. This time it's rookie Williams. Turns it upfield. And Williams able to hit the 20-yard line and pick up 9. Now the combination of Brown and Williams, although neither has phenomenal numbers, it's working.
Well, it is. It's a cutback run, and they're going to hit here and then go here. And that's when you come off tackle. It's the thing that you want to do is stretch that defense out. You get outside and break contain. Now watch him cut it back and cut it up and able to churn out the yards. And this offense right now, I think they're clicking in rhythm.
10th play of the drive. On the handoff. Williams again. And this time Vilma in with a stick. And a first down for the Dolphins.
Dolphins now threatening inside the red zone. You see what they've done so far this year. 36%, ranking 28th in the National Football League. But over the course of these last 3 weeks, they've been much better down in the red zone, where they have been able to score touchdowns and not settle for field goal.
Ricky Williams had a little bit of a limp as he came off the field. Here's Brown making a cut. And takes it to the 10-yard line for a 3-yard gain. Lance Legree with a shot from that defensive tackle position.
And what you're seeing with the Miami Dolphins, you watch Ricky Williams sort of try to recapture a good physical standing, trying to shake it off. But you know, this offense, now that they've played together for a while under Scott Linehan, you can see the comfort level because they're playing at a much faster pace.
2nd and 7. Give to Brown. Tried to dance off the gut. And a 2-yard gain as Vilma was able to pancake him the other way. Now Ricky may have been an ankle here.
Yeah, he's running hard. Guys are falling at his legs. I don't know that it's anything major. Appears to be walking around, going to shake it off. They'll usually retape it, and he won't take the shoe off. Well, yes, he is. He's going to take it off. Normally, they have you keep the shoe on so that you don't get more swelling in the area.
He's unpredictable, Solomon.
That's
You should know
doubt.
better.
He's going to do things his way.
3rd and 5. Miami looking to cash here. Shotgun for Rock. Steps up. Fires. Touchdown. Chris Chambers. What a tear he is on. Dolphins take the lead.
See, they'll move him around. They'll put him in the slot. He starts outside, but comes underneath McMichael. He beats Oliver Celestin over the middle. And Celestin was supposed to take him over the middle, but he had that little juke move, that stutter step, and it was one move to get open in the end zone.
Mare with the extra point. Farrant hits Chambers on a cross. A 13-play, 63-yard drive. Dolphins lead it 7-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it. And by the voice-activated Acura TL, a higher form of performance.
Terrific showing by this Miami offense to take a 7-0 lead, balancing it with the run and the pass. Farrant was perfect on the drive, 5 for 5, 30 yards, and Ronnie Brown was effective, along with Ricky Williams.
And we said that they were going to have to double cover Chris Chambers. You can't leave him alone with Oliver Celestin. I think Chambers is going to win that battle.
Here's Justin Miller on the return, trying to cut to the outside. Sheds one tackler, and then thrown down as he crossed the 25 by Sammy Morris. A 25-yard return. 4:01 to play. First quarter, Miami with the lead. Welcome back. Today, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 is navigating the skies above Miami, providing aerial coverage of all the action. Look to the skies for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage next weekend. Up 1st and 10 for the Jets from the 28 after the long touchdown drive by the Dolphins. Handed off. Cedric Houston stays on his feet. Oh, terrific move as Zach Thomas was unable to bring him down. And a 6-yard gain for the rookie out of Tennessee.
Well, Zach Thomas is doing an excellent job of getting penetration and getting into the backfield. But where Cedric Houston, I think, brings a lot to the table, his ability to do that. break tackles, create yards after the contact. We saw him do it last week against the Oakland Raiders, and he's shown that he's brought that same package with him to this game today.
That's 74 yards rushing and a touchdown last week in that win over the Raiders. 2nd and 4 for the Jets. Bootleg. Bollinger to Jolly, who got stamped. Zach Thomas. Jolly pops up. A 4-yard gain.
Yeah, what you're going to see is they're going to fake one way, then roll out. Here's Jolly, and he'll come here, and that's how they design it. He blocks for a little while and then comes off the line. But watch Zach Thomas. He says hello to Jolly. Lays a lick on the tight end.
Under 3 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Miami 7, Jets nothing. And a 1st and 10 from the 38. Houston and Soul in the backfield. There's Bollinger. Deep drop off play action. Bollinger able to avoid the rush. And driven towards the sideline for a gain of about 1.5 yards. Scanina chased him with Vonnie Holiday, and then Donnie Spragan was over there along the perimeter.
Yeah, Scanina, he's the guy that's coming in, number 90. He's the one that's getting pressure into the backfield. But watch the athleticism of Bollinger. This is something that he's done, I think, during his time as a starter, something that I think the other guys were not able to give him. And so his ability to save himself with his mobility, get out of the pocket, pick up a little gain there, and then come back and get the snap, hopefully pick up the first down.
We'll call it a 2nd and 9 for the Jets. Houston again. Through the middle. And Cedric Houston, that hard-running style, crossing into Miami territory for a 17-yard rip. Good blocks from Kendall and the fullback, Gerald Soule.
In order for the Jets to be successful today, they are going to have to run the football. They're going to have to get some yards out of Cedric Houston, the tough yardage like what you see going right up the middle of this Miami Dolphins defense. Where are the linebackers? Where are the linemen? Everyone getting blown off the line of scrimmage. B.J. Askew is going to be a guy that has to contribute also.
And he's in there now as Houston gets a breather. Longest run of his short NFL career. Here's Askew, who ran effectively last week. Not much room to work with there. It's a 1-yard gain. Askew 9 carries, 56 yards a week ago as Zach Thomas was involved in yet another stop along with Channing Crowder.
And the reason why they're going to have to be able to run the ball, you can't put it all on the shoulders of Brooks Bollinger, and then you're going to have to run the ball to slow down this charging defensive front for the Miami Dolphins, because they do play fast. They get up the field with Kevin Carter and Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas. The only way you can slow them down is run right at them.
Manuel Wright now in there. Rookie out of USC. Scanina goes to the sideline. Here is Bollinger. Floats one to the outside. Good catch by Soule. And he took a smack from Thomas, but it's an 8-yard pickup through the air.
All right, Gerald Soule, every time I watch him play, I'm impressed with what he gives this offense. He's an excellent blocker for the runner. He's an excellent blocker in pass protection. But watch this catch when he comes out of the backfield. Not a well-thrown ball, but he doesn't hesitate. A one-hand grab to make the quarterback look good. And he finishes off the run very strong also.
Soule had another one-handed snare a week ago against Oakland. He's been doing it for a while now in his 9th year in the league. Soule and Askew are in the backfield. Play clock is down to 4. And a timeout taken by Bollinger. 24 seconds to play, opening quarter. Jets are moving down the field, trailing 7-0. Patrick Harris, the #1 scene stealer on TV this season. Catch a new How I Met Your Mother tomorrow on CBS, America's #1 network. After the timeout, 24 seconds remain. Now the Jets facing a 3rd and 1 at the Miami 35. Jets have not scored a first quarter point on the road this season. Play fake, roll, catch made by Jolly. He's got a first down out along the sideline. And this drive will continue. It's a 12-yard gain.
It's a play-action bootleg. It is, I think, the main play that they're going to have for the New York Jets today, because they understand they're playing against a defense. And just watch, you see the tight end coming underneath, Doug Jolly. They fake the run to one side. Jolly comes underneath. He's wide open in the flat. They understand that this Miami Dolphins defense, they're very aggressive. They are an attacking defense. You get them going one way, you can make a play and get a guy open to the opposite side.
End of the first quarter here in South Florida. Miami with a 7-0 lead on the Jets. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The playoffs are right around the corner. NFL experts Pete Prisco and Clark Judge break down which teams will make the cut and who will be left out in the cold. See if your teams are in or out at CBSSportsline.com. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcox, the rest of our CBS crew from Dolphin Stadium. Start of the second quarter, Miami 7, Jets nothing. And the Jets with a 1st and 10 at the Dolphins 23. Cedric Houston is back in there. 4 carries, 26 yards for the rookie. Double tight end set, Jolly and Dreesen. Handoff. Houston finds a lane and makes a cut to the 19-yard line for a pickup of 4. Vonnie Holliday among those there for the Dolphins defensively.
And Houston is a low. 6 feet, 220 pounds. He's going to have to get it going. But you can see the passing yards for the Jets. They're starting to get some movement. And then the 40 rushing yards, I think, for the Miami Dolphins. That gives them balance in their attack. Ronnie Brown and Chris Chambers were some weapons around their quarterback, Gus Farrar.
2nd and 6. Houston the lone setback. Just underway here in the second quarter. Another bootleg off a play fake, and this time Miami was ready. Jason Taylor sniffed it out, and a flag thrown. As Bollinger took a hit, Taylor has a wry smile on his face.
Well, I was going to say it was a smart play by Jason Taylor until he hit the quarterback.
Walt Coleman.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, hit the quarterback in the head, 99, defense, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
Now watch the motion away. See, he stays home because he knows the quarterback is coming back. But then don't go and hit him. Don't throw him to the ground. They're going to take care of the quarterbacks in this league, Jason. And as a defensive player, you run that far, yeah, you want to hit someone, but you have to play smart and hold up.
That one might have been a little sketchy, though.
It always is. I always think that, yeah, you can get a hit in and, oh, it wasn't that bad. But they are going to protect the quarterbacks. We've seen it time and time again. And as a defensive player, you have to learn.
On 1st and goal, handoff. Houston driving, spin move, still on his feet. And Houston brought down finally at the 1.
And look at the energy he's playing with. Much greater energy this week than last week. And you see he's starting off the game now running with vengeance and running with a purpose. Watch him break tackles. 2 defenders there. He leaves those guys behind, and then the 3rd and 4th guy barely keep him out of the end zone. And that's the kind of energy you have to play with. And I'm sure here's a guy that he wants to be, I think, in the future of the New York Jets. And right now he's playing like he's going to be here for quite some time.
Well, right now, B.J. Askew has a chance to get his first NFL touchdown with Houston going to the sideline. Handoff. And the play never happens.
False start, 65, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And that's Brandon Moore, the only member of this offensive line who is in the position that he started the season at for the Jets.
In fact, not many of the starters for this New York Jets team where starters are playing their same position when they played the Miami Dolphins back in week 2. Herman Edwards said, I only have 3 guys on offense playing their same positions when we played the Dolphins earlier this year.
Huge penalty, though. They were 2nd and goal from the 1. Now back it up just outside the 5. On 2nd down, Bollinger on the give, Askew. And running into a crowd. Look at all the white jerseys surrounding the 3rd-year running back out of Michigan. And Herman Edwards has put a little pressure on Askew's shoulders over the last week or so.
He came out and told him, say, hey, we drafted you in the 3rd round a few years ago, and you know what? You got to want more than to be a special teams player. You got to want to come in and contribute. He says, I put the challenge to him, and last week he did respond. He said there was a moment last week, though. He had 4 carries. He looked pretty good, wanted to come out of the game. What did Herm say to him? He said, is that all you want? you want? So I think Herman Edwards is excellent at pressing the right buttons in terms of motivating football play.
On 3rd and goal, fake the handoff. Bollinger throwing, high throw. Incomplete. Looking for McCarrons. Zach Thomas with the hit on Bollinger.
That'll make you throw it high. If Zach Thomas comes in and hits you right in your grill, the ball is going to sail high. That's exactly what happened to Brooks Ballinger. Wanted to keep it low to get it to McCarron's, but the pressure was so hot and so physical brought in by Zach Thomas.
Mike Nugent, who had 4 field goals last week against Oakland. A 21-yard attempt. Graham to hold it. Can't handle it. Graham lost the football at the end. Play has been whistled dead. Jeremiah Bell on the recovery as James Dirk's snap was not a good one.
And there you see, watch the snap. Snap was low, and Graham can't handle it, and it's just a crucial mistake by the New York Jets.
Training staff was taking a look at punter Ben Graham, who just had a flashback to his Australian rules football days. Bad snap by Dirk, and Miami takes over. Jets, no points to show for that long drive. A throw, incomplete. Looking for Marty Booker in a matchup with Eric Coleman.
So Ben Graham finds himself in a bad position here because the snap is low. He can't quite handle it. And now you have to abort this play. And as soon as you stand up with the ball, they're going to hit you in this league, Ben. And so he tries to get rid of it, can't get rid of it soon enough.
And give Nugent credit for having the presence of mind to make the tackle on Jeremiah Bell. And a 2nd and 10 now for Miami. A 7-0 Dolphins lead. Dolphins trying to even their mark at 500. Here's Ricky Williams. And a good hit by Jonathan Vilma, who is there to greet him after a 4-yard gain for the 60-year pro Williams.
And now I think this Jets defense, they have to stand up and make plays, because on that previous possession, this Miami Dolphins offense was red hot. They went right through the Jets secondary. They're very young on the back end for Donnie Henderson, so they're going to have to step up and play better.
And Herm Edwards was brutally honest with us, saying, hey, we have to keep it to a 1-score game. We're not good enough to come from behind, especially not on the road. On a 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun for Rott, ricochet and incomplete. Chambers and Coleman, wide receiver and safety. And it's the Jets who win out on that mini battle.
And Coleman had to make a play. And you have to make plays in your secondary if you're going to get off the field on 3rd down. Donnie Henderson likes what he sees. In order to limit those explosive plays by the offense and get off the field on 3rd down, it starts with your play on the back end of the defense.
Jericho Cotchery, he is back there with Justin McCarron. Donnie Jones will punt it, standing at his own 15. Left-footed punter. This is McCarron. Tries to make a move and has nowhere to go. Eddie Jackson, a backup corner, making the play on special teams. A 7-0 Dolphins advantage. Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call. And by Hummer. Check out the new H3. Hummer. Like nothing else.
It's the 81st meeting in the series between the Jets and the Dolphins. Jets lead it with a record of 41-38-1. 0-1 in the playoffs. Of course, the famous A.J. Dewey game. Miami 7, Jets nothing. 11:28 to play in this first half from Dolphin Stadium. Jets with a 1st and 10 at their own 32 after coming up empty on their last drive. Motion man McCarron. There's Ballinger straight back. Pocket collapsing. Ballinger rushing out of trouble. And a pickup of 2 as Vonnie Holiday touched him up. Coming up, Sprint halftime report. Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer have the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Sprint halftime report. Double duty for those guys in the studio yesterday. Hard-working guys. They're back there today.
Well, it's nice to see them earning their money.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Coming to work on Saturday and on Sunday. We have football both days. I think it's good.
Yeah, agreed. 2nd and 8. 3 receivers set. And here's Ballinger to throw it. To Doug Jolly. Jolly fumbles. And Miami recovers on the cough up. It has been a miserable season for the tight end Doug Jolly.
And this is the kind of game that Herman Edwards said that we can ill afford to play. We botched the field goal attempt, and then on the next possession, you turn it over deep in your territory, the pass to Jolly. Yes, you're fighting to pick up yards, but you first have to have ball security. You see it stripped that time right there by Sam Madison, number 29. He gets the hand on the ball while Jolly is trying to jostle and get away and gain more yards. But you have to protect the football. This turnover could be crucial. If Miami can turn it into points, this is a point where I think they could blow the game wide open.
1st and 10 at the Jets 42. Here is Farrat stepping up. Farrat standing tall in the pocket. Long ball. Incomplete. Marty Booker and David Barrett stride for stride. And Farrat thought he had 6.
I think the Dolphins understood this as being an opportunity where they can blow it wide open. If the protection had been there initially, then this ball would have been thrown sooner. You see, he had to wait on it. David Barrett was able to recover and able to make a play on the ball. And Gus Farrat is really upset because he wanted to cut it loose sooner, but the pressure was there initially. He bought more time after moving around in the pocket.
3 receivers set, Chambers, Welker, and Gilmore. They will hand it off to Ricky Williams. Cutting to the outside, and Williams have to settle for a gain of 4. Kerry Rhodes, the safety, ranging over to make the play for New York.
And there you see Rhodes, the safety, making a play. The previous play, David Barrett. We told you the secondary would be challenged today, and that's what I think this Miami Dolphins offense brings to the table. They're going to make you defend the entire field, whether it's in the box or downfield, on the perimeter. They can challenge you because they have the weapons outside as well as in their backfield.
On a 3rd and 6, Miami looking to convert with Farrat out of the shotgun. Here comes the rush. Farrat flip for Williams. And a spin move, a flag down. Williams comes up shy of a 1st down as Justin Miller came up with the stop and a 1-yard gain. Let's see what the penalty marker indicates. Not a lot of penalties so far, 1 on each team. Miami came in averaging 8.5 penalties per game and just 4 away from setting a single season team record, which was set back in 2000. So they're sorting it out.
Pass interference, 84. Offense. That penalties decline. Play results in a 4th down.
So Chambers called on the pass interference. Jets turn it down, and a 4th down for Miami. But look where they are on the field. You think about punting here, trying to pin the Jets deep, dare them to come down the field, and they probably believe the Jets are incapable of going far here, or try a field goal with Olindo Mare.
I think you can do it because the Jets offense, I mean, they're real slow. They don't have the explosive players on offense to gain yards by the chunks. And the way that your defense is playing, if you're Nick Saban, you say, hey, let's go ahead and try to put some points on the board, even if we miss it, and give good field position to the Jets. We believe that our defense can stop them. And now I think they even are more confident because Gus Farrat's coming on the field. And it looks like they're going to go for it.
So Mare was sent out there. It would have been a 54-yard attempt. Mare's longest this season is 53, and now Farrat is going to get a crack at this Jets defense on a 4th and 5. Or will they? So the Jets have now accepted the penalty and have backed Miami up to the 48-yard line. So there goes the Mare attempt.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they were going to go for the field goal. It would have been much shorter, but once they accepted the penalty, Nick Saban says, well, let's go for it. Let's send the offense out and see if we can pick up a 1st down.
So now it's a 3rd and long. On a 3rd and 15, out of the gun, Farrat. They handle the rush. Farrat in the pocket, steps up and throws underneath to McMichael. Can he create after the catch? Banging his way to the 35. Ryan Thomas there to help bring him down. It's going to be short of a 1st down, but puts Miami into field goal range.
And the protection was excellent for Gus Farrat. Watch after the snap of the ball. You're going to see him hanging out in that backfield, surveying the entire field. Look at this. Well beyond 3 seconds because no one can get the pressure. And so he dumps it off to Randy McMichael, the tight end, and then the yards after the catch, he's able to get close to that first down mark.
53-yard attempt for Mare. No good. Fans here thought he had knocked it through. Off to the left for Mare. Just barely. Miami's lead remains 7-0 tomorrow on CBS. It's all new, beginning with Monday's lineup of hit comedies: The King of Queens, How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men, and Out of Practice, followed by CSI Miami, and of course, The Late Show with David Letterman. That's tomorrow. It's all new here on CBS, America's #1 network. On a 1st and 10 from the 43. Here's Bollinger in the pocket and dumped. That'll be a sack. Kevin Carter was the man closest to him, and a loss of 3 on the play.
And right now, the pocket is just collapsing because they're able to bring 4 guys. And see, and what happens is they don't get too far up the field. What they do is they just collapse the pocket. They continue to push in the face of the quarterback and then collapse it from the corner. So with just a basic 4-man rush, by dropping 7 into coverage, Bollinger has nowhere to go with the football.
Looked like Bollinger even tripped in there, and Miami may have gotten a gift sack. Handoff to Houston. And Houston running inside for a gain of 2. Kevin Carter there with Matt Roth, the rookie out of Iowa.
And, you know, so often we talk about the offense being on schedule. You need a sizable gain on 1st down, and then maybe a mediocre game on 3rd down, so you're facing 3rd short with the sack, and then no gain on the run play. You're facing 3rd long. This is when the defense looks to make a big play. They want to get a sack, strip of the ball on the quarterback, or maybe pick off the pass when you do decide to throw it.
3-receiver formation. Shotgun for Bollinger. Bollinger lets it fly. Incomplete. A low throw at the feet of Kochary, who was matched up with the veteran Reggie Howard. And the Jets will punt.
Right now, Mike Heimerdinger has his work cut out. That's Mike right there. See him scratching that chin, trying to figure out what can he do. Yeah, the numbers are low because you're playing with a 3rd-string quarterback, a 3rd-string running back, and a makeshift offensive line. Very difficult to get the ball going on offense for the Jets. Ben
Graham will punt it. Apparently okay after that collision following the bad snap on the field goal attempt. Here's Welker. He's got some room. Straight up the middle. Slowed down as he hit the 30-yard line. And fortunate for the Jets that somebody got an arm on Welker as Barry Gardner was able to finish him off. Looked like it had a chance to be a big return. 18 yards for Welker and a 7-0 Miami lead.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. Introducing the DirecTV Plus DVR that lets you record, pause, and rewind live TV with a touch of a button. And by Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with Kay.
Dolphins with a 7-0 lead over the Jets. That's an interesting look. Low point of the Dolphins season was a 22-0 loss in Cleveland on November the 20th. They have not lost since as Ronnie Brown carries for a gain of 4. Eric Coleman there to make the stop for the Jets. And for over 140 million viewers, CBS is the place for TV's #1 news magazine, TV's #1 comedy, TV's #1 reality show, and the #1 show on television. And more people watch the NFL on CBS than any other network. CBS, America's #1 network. 2nd and 6 for the Dolphins. Here's Farrat. Slings it. Incomplete. McMichael with Ty Law. And the 2nd time today we've seen that matchup between 2 terrific, outstanding performers. Law, a Pro Bowler. McMichael's got the talent of a Pro Bowler. There's no denying that.
No, you know Ty Law is going to take his chances. He understands that when the defense is blitzing, the quarterback has to get rid of the ball quickly, and he's going to jump some things. Now, I expect Miami to come with a double move and try to bait him, then go up top and score a touchdown.
And now a 3rd and 6. Here's Farrat. Here comes the rush. Farrat loses the ball. Jonathan Vilma, and a flag comes down. If Vilma went to the side of the head of Farrat, it's going to cost him because he came in clean.
And they came with the pressure, and they actually came with an out-and-up move, Chris Chambers on Ty Law.
Walt Coleman. Looked like Vilma and Rhodes on that blitz package. Would have been 4th down for Miami. And these officials are talking it over right now. Wonder if they're going to pick up this flag.
Personal foul,
Nope.
roughing the passer, 51 defense. Hit the quarterback in the head, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's the Miami native, Jonathan Vilma, much to the chagrin of Edwards and Henderson.
Oh, well, because they draw it up, and it comes well. See, watch 51, and there you see Rose. They come right up the middle. Hit the quarterback. I don't know if they hit him in the head. I saw him hit the arm. See him hit the arm, and he has his one arm wrapped around the neck of Gus Frerotte. I did not see a blow to the head. I definitely saw Jonathan Vilma hit the arm of Gus Frerotte. The other arm was wrapped around his neck.
Now remember the call from earlier where we couldn't quite tell if there was a personal foul. Cut by Ronnie Brown. And Brown chewing up yardage. A 12-yard gain, but Brown a little bit gimpy as he grabbed that left knee. Good block by Lorenzo Diamond, a backup tight end. Ricky Williams will come in to replace Brown.
That's why it's good to have 2 of them. You have Ronnie Brown. Watch this run. And they're going to bring the tackle, or I should say the guard, Geno James, around. He's able to blow a hole open in the middle of that Jets defense.
So now Williams will get the call and able to carry to the 30 for a 5-yard gain. The linebacker Victor Hobson with the tackle. Brown comes in averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Williams 3.9. And the breakdown so far between these 2 running backs.
I'm amazed they've made changes on that offensive line, but still able to move the ball well.
Dime package for the Jets. Quick hitter. It's McMichael in the open field. And a 1st down out near the 10 for Miami. That's a 19-yard hookup.
Some of the same things we saw with the Jets offense. They're getting Gus Frerotte on the move, rolling him out of the pocket, getting Randy McMichael out in space. He cuts it back, and Kerry Rhodes is not able to make the tackle. And so right now, this offense, I'm telling you, it looks really good for Miami.
Another quick count on 1st down. Williams making moves. And he picks up 3. Off the zigzag, Thomas leading the charge along with about 5 other tacklers for the Jets, dealing with Ricky Williams.
And anytime you make changes, Ian, on that offensive line, it really does disrupt the chemistry. Seth McKinney, the longtime center, started over 20 consecutive games. He's out. They move the right guard, Rex Hatnot, over to center. And they say he plays center just as well as he plays guard. Alonzo Ephraim, he's starting at right guard, and they were concerned about him.
Shotgun. Fake the handoff. Frerotte is sacked. Lance Legree.
He says hello to Gus Frerotte in the backfield. Just when we praise the offensive line, Lance Legree, who's starting in place of Dwayne Robertson, he comes through. Watch number 70. He's working against Alonzo Ephraim. Ephraim had him initially, but Lance Legree continues to work to get to the quarterback.
Lance with a double wave for Gus, but right now Miami's in a position to put more points on the board. 8th play of the drive. Shotgun on 3rd and 13. Here's Frerotte. Guns it. Incomplete. Juggling attempt by Booker. Eric Coleman the coverage.
And now you're seeing these young defenders in the secondary for the Jets starting to make some plays. Because Gus Frerotte, he gives Booker a chance to make this catch. But then Coleman's able to get position in front of the receiver. Often you'll tell the defensive back, don't allow that receiver to get inside position, because if you're inside, you stand a better chance of being able to break up the pass.
32-yard field goal attempt after Mare missed from 53 yards away. And he puts that one through to give Miami a 10-0 lead. 3:57 to play. 1st half in South Florida. Dolphins extend their advantage. Welcome back. Dolphins with a 10-0 lead. The MetLife blimp Snoopy 1 is providing today's aerial coverage of the football game. The blimps provide coverage of over 70 sporting events and television specials throughout the United States each year. Look for the MetLife blimp Snoopy 1 as it teams up with CBS this month. They took a look at the left knee of Ronnie Brown, and we've been told his return is questionable right now as he's going to lace up the shoe. Looks like he'll probably give it a shot. 3:57 remaining in the second quarter. And a 10-0 Miami lead. Mare to kick it off. Justin Miller waiting. Miller will take it in stride. Or is it Cotchery? It is. Jericho Cotchery on the return. And Cotchery able to cross the 35 for a 30-yard run back. Eddie Jackson the stop. Time for another update. Let's head back to New York. Here's Greg.
All right, Ian, in Indianapolis, Colts trying to break through for the first time today against San Diego. Peyton Manning on 4th and goal, corralled by Sean Merriman. That's how it stands. 10-zip, under 6.5 to play in the first half.
Well, a huge game for San Diego with Kansas City and Denver still remaining on the schedule. And a big game for Miami in the terms of the fact that San Diego, if they keep winning, Miami, they've got no chance at a postseason berth, no matter what they do. There's Bollinger. Out across the middle to B.J. Askew. And Askew extending his way for first down yardage. That's a 10-yard gain.
Askew has to make some big plays, and I think on this drive you're going to have to also get Cedric Houston going, because when they're able to run the ball, they're going to do very well on offense. You can't ask Brooks Bollinger to carry the load. We talked about that in the way that the offensive line is playing. I think you have to give it a chance, but with only 3:23 left in the half, going to have to take some chances and go down the field in the passing game.
Askew remains in there. First down, we approach 3 minutes to play. Bollinger, home run ball, separation. McCarron's caught from behind. Inside the 10. There's the big hookup Bollinger was looking for, working against the rookie from LSU, Travis Daniels.
Travis Daniels has to learn that in this league, when teams get down, particularly close to the 2-minute warning, they're going to take some shots down the football field. You've got to be in better position to make a play on the ball. He's matched up against Justin McCarron. McCarron comes up big for this offense. Mike Heimerdinger understanding we need a play. Let's go deep.
45 yards on the pass play, the longest of Brooks Bollinger's career. And a first and goal from the 8. Handoff. Askew. And he picks up a couple. Kevin Carter, first man there for Miami. So the Jets operating in the red zone, and they face a second and goal, trailing 10-0.
And so much for young players like Travis Daniels. When you come into this league, you have to know how teams think. When they get into certain positions, certain areas on the football field, and a certain amount of time left on the clock, they're going to do a number of different things. It helps you to be in position to make a play for your football team.
We've hit the 2-minute warning. Winding down in this first half. And Miami's got the lead on their AFC East rival. 2 minutes to play in this first half from Dolphin Stadium. Second time today that the Jets have gotten deep into Miami territory. And they face a second and goal from the 6. Askew in the backfield. Bollinger in the pocket, steps up running. And Bollinger tripped up as he brought it inside the 5. Scanina able to get him down low on a gain of 2.
And if Scanina doesn't grab the leg of Brooks Bollinger, he's going to run in for sure. Nice play by Scanina. Understanding at that defensive tackle position, yeah, you want to get pressure on the quarterback and get a push, but you can't run so far out of your rush lane where you open the door for the quarterback to walk into the end zone.
Down to 1:28 to play. Second quarter. Jets looking for their first points of the day on a 3rd and goal. Bollinger, fade route. Coles, he's got it. Touchdown, Jets. His 8th career start against Miami, and Lavernius Coles has his 7th touchdown against the Dolphins.
He's working against the veteran, Sam Madison. See, Sam gets caught behind the receiver. In that position, you got to get in front of the receiver or you will not be able to make a play on the football. Coles was able to play basketball down in that corner of the end zone, come down with the rebound, scoring a touchdown.
Nugent for the extra point. Ben Graham is holding it. Much better snap from Dirk. And the Jets put 7 on the board before we hit halftime. A minute 18 left to play in the second quarter. Timing route works to perfection. Don't forget, coming up, the Sprint halftime report. Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. They've got the latest NFL scores and all of the highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint halftime report. A 5-play, 64-yard drive. Bollinger, the big hitter, came to McCarron's on the deep ball. But then the final connection to pay it off to Coles.
No, he executed and made plays in the passing game. Said that you can't put it all on him, but you know what? You can't hide these quarterbacks either. Sooner or later, they are going to have to make a play if you have any chances of winning a football game. And I think he's shown that he has some touch when going down the field. It's nice to see that his receivers, both McCarron's and Lavernius Coles, are now starting to make some plays.
So Nugent will kick it off. Wes Welker is standing at his own 4-yard line. Travis Minor is in front of him. Nugent had a problem on kickoffs last week. They were short. And this one fairly short again. Welker from the 10. There's Welker. Able to take that opening and cross the 30-yard line. And it's time right now for the wisdom of Solomon.
Oh, and what about the best teams who will not make the playoffs? How about the Atlanta Falcons? Because they play 2 of their next 3 games on the road against top defenses. The Vikings, they've only beaten 1 team during the course of this 6-game win streak, and the Kansas City Chiefs, even after losing to the Giants, I think their playoff post may have hit a flat line. And the San Diego Chargers, look at that lineup in terms of their last 3 games against some of the top teams in the AFC. And actually it was the Miami Dolphins last week that really may have blown out the candles on their playoff party 1 week ago when the Miami Dolphins went to San Diego and beat the Chargers.
On a handoff, Ronnie Brown is back in there, bouncing back from the knee injury. Lance Legree the stop. Miami has 3 timeouts remaining, and I think the fans here do not want to see conservative play calling as McMichael is down. Randy McMichael has been the leading receiver today for the Dolphins. 4 catches, 42 yards. And the clock is stopped with 1 minute to go in this first half. We'll keep an eye on Randy McMichael, tell you about his status when we come back. Good sign for the Dolphins. Tight end Randy McMichael was able to walk off the field on his own. Take a look at what happened.
Yeah, they're going to roll up on the back of that left leg, or one of his legs, Lance Legree. So they roll up, but I know they had been taking a look at one of his knees. It's actually his right knee. And he was able to get up. And that's one of those deals where, you know, you're trying to block, you're trying to help out in the run game, and, you know, you don't have eyes in the back of your head. You can't see that pile falling on the back of your legs, and so many players are injured in that fashion. And really, while they're trying to do the right thing, they're trying to block and help out a teammate, I think guys have to do a better job of, even the defender, as you're coming in and try to help a guy hold up and say, hey, here they come, and pull them out of there. I know we would do that in practice, and sometimes if you like a guy for the other team, you try to help him out.
Really?
Absolutely. No one wants to see a guy get hurt, and you definitely don't want to see a guy lose the rest of the season due to injury.
2nd and 8 now for Miami. Brown remains in there. McMichael's on the sideline. Shotgun for Farrar. See if they take a couple of shots here. Farrar throwing. Sideline route. Marty Booker. Justin Miller gave him all kinds of cushion. It's a 15-yard pass play.
Justin Miller lost sight of Marty Booker as they were both running up the sideline. Marty Booker stopped when the ball was thrown, and Justin Miller continued to run upfield.
40 seconds remain after the spike from Farrar. Apparently did not have another play called after they made the first down following the timeout. 40 seconds left.
And remember when Scott Linehan was with the Minnesota Vikings, they would go down the field just about every time they threw the ball. This offense is beginning to look like the one he had with the Minnesota Vikings.
Once again, shotgun. Farrat, deep drop. Delayed blitz. Farrat throwing under duress and picked off by David Barrett. Here's Barrett looking for an opening. Trying to get to the outside. Barrett hurdles his way into Miami territory. And a costly turnover as Farrat was trying to thread the needle to Chambers.
Oh, he actually did thread the needle because the ball was thrown on the money. Farrat was hanging in there looking to make a play up the football field. And he's going to have the receiver open in the middle. You see the pressure coming in. Brian Thomas comes in, and he throws the ball, and look at that. Right in the hands. It looked like Brian Gilmore, number 82. Ball hit him in the hands, and then ricochets off his hands and is intercepted by David Barrett.
So the Jets have 2 timeouts to work with here with 24 seconds left. And Barrett in consecutive weeks with interceptions. For him, that is number 5 on the season. From the 47. Here's Bollinger throwing. It's complete to Coles. On the slant and a timeout at the 35-yard line. 12 yards on the hookup.
Jets defense making plays, getting the ball for its offense, and now it's Brooks Bollinger and the Jets offense who is on the attack. And they're starting to make some plays against the secondary for the Miami Dolphins. And now Nugent, see where he has to get in order to convert and possibly make a field goal.
Well, the 27-yard line would put him more in a comfort zone, as long on the season as 44. And they have it at the 35 right now. And one more timeout to play with. So the pick by Barrett, setting the Jets up with a chance to put some more points on the board before the break. Bollinger, 10 of 14, 121 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions. Shotgun for Bollinger. Buying some extra time. Throwing and dropped by Jolly.
We've seen Jolly do this. Don't fight the opponent. Go back to the huddle and look to make a play, because remember, he failed Bollinger last week, had an excellent chance to score a touchdown and drop the pass. Then now with Zach Thomas in coverage, Jolly drops this ball. Ball hitting right in the hands, and maybe he didn't like the extra shove by Zach Thomas. But Zach is a physical football player. He's going to hit you when he gets a chance.
Thomas has 8 tackles today. Jolly has a fumble and a drop. 2nd and 10. 13 seconds left. On the quick hitter to Cotchery, they need to call a timeout. And they do. Down at the 24-yard line. That's an 11-yard pass play. 8 seconds remain.
How about Brooks Bollinger making plays to set up Mike Nugent for a possible field goal?
What is Bollinger down the road? Obviously, the Jets are going to have to address the quarterback position. Chad Pennington making the big money. Maybe they go out and get another veteran. Fiedler still in the mix. Where is Brooks Bollinger now after this, his 3rd season, in your eyes?
I don't think we really know. I think we have seen him improve. I think we've seen him become a good manager in the offense, where he's getting to a point now where he's seeing the entire field. I think things are slowing down for him. He can read defenses, but can he be the guy to lead an offense in games that really matter? Let's face it, they went on a 7-game losing streak, and they're essentially out of the playoffs. The season's over. And now, I think as a football player, you can relax because not much is on the line. So all you can do is go out and focus on improving. I think he's done that. I'd like to see him in more meaningful games and in bigger games to see if he really can lead the football team.
A 42-yard attempt for Nugent. Graham to hold it. Jets trying to tie it before halftime. The rookie nails it. And we're knotted at 10 with 3 seconds to play in this first half. So the turnover by Miami, as Gilmore was unable to bring it in cleanly, that led to the Jets getting an opportunity, and they come down the field behind the right arm of Brooks Bollinger, and Nugent's right leg to tie it up.
You know, Nugent has been steady for this football team, particularly in the second half of the season. He's been an offensive weapon because they haven't been able to score many touchdowns. And when they get into field goal range and they give him an opportunity, he usually converts.
Four plays, 23 yards. The Barrett interception set it up. And Nugent with a 42-yard field goal.
Oh, this is what Nick Saban talked about. He says, you know, we have some resiliency now with our football team. We're not scoreboard watching. When there is a mistake or something bad goes wrong, we have the ability to quickly put it behind us. We're going to see in the second half if they can do that, because they jumped out to a lead in this game, looked like they were going to be in command, and now the Jets have made the plays prior to the half to tie it up.
Yeah, talking about that whole philosophy of forgetting about the last play and just focusing on the next one, something that he felt the Dolphins finally understood over the last month. Kick it low to David Bowens, and that will do it for this first half. Herman Edwards and the Jets trying to get their first road victory of the season. They have still not led on the road in 2005. Jets and Dolphins are tied at 10 at the break. Jets looking for back-to-back wins. Dolphins trying to put together a 4-game winning streak. Sprint halftime report is coming up. We'll send it to New York when we return the NFL on CBS. Shotgun for Rock, steps up, fires, touchdown, Chris Chambers. What a tear he is on. Bollinger to throw to Doug Jolly. Jolly fumbles, and Miami recovers on the cough up. Halftime at Dolphin Stadium. Miami and the Jets are tied at 10. More from this AFC East rivalry when we come back.
Don't miss Cold Case tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
Sunday Ticket is brought to you by IBM.
There's no money here.
There's no money?
No money.
Where is it?
Somewhere safe.
This is the safe.
Somewhere safer.
Safer? How?
Hardware encryption, smart cards, you know, digital security.
Who are you?
I'm from the help desk. Who are you?
Cleaning crew? This place is a mess.
This is titanium, and only Remington can deliver it in their revolutionary titanium shaving system, designed for a shave that's incredibly close and comfortable. Remington Titanium. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
Just in time for Super Bowl 40 comes the greatest Super Bowl moments on DVD, featuring highlights of every Super Bowl. The greatest Super Bowl moments is available now everywhere DVDs are sold.
There's something up in Pittsburgh.
It's Steelers camp. He's making another run.
Okay, almost total access. 32 team cams only on NFL Network.
The next spellbinding moment. The next unbelievable fight. The next series worth staying home for. The next hands-down hit. The next big thing.
Got everything under control.
Showtime Unlimited. What's next? Get it, watch it, love it.
Getting ready for second half action here in Miami. The Dolphins and the Jets are tied at 10. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, everyone. Ian Eagle along with Solomon Wilcots. I'm sure the Dolphins feel like they didn't deliver the knockout punch. They had a chance to take a 2-touchdown lead, unable to do it. allow the Jets to get back into the game.
And the Jets, it is their defense that has allowed them to stay into the ball game because they were able to get that interception. And then Brooks Bollinger has played steady and has been able to move the football. If you're talking about the play of both quarterbacks, Gus Frerotte started off on fire. The one interception, when it went off the hands of his intended receiver, allowed the Jets to get it going. And then the combination of Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams has added balance to their offense. And how about Chris Chambers? He has gotten into the end zone. Justin McCarron's had a long ball on the opposite end, and then Lavernius Coles was able to get the touchdown on the fade route from Brooks Bollinger. So you see it's really even across the board. Both offenses are able to move the ball, and I think the turnovers, the Jets are really going to have to try to protect the football if they have any chances of winning this game.
So here we go, second half in South Florida. Nugent will kick it off. Wes Welker is deep, standing at his own 4-yard line. Dolphins looking to keep the winning streak going, make it a 4-game streak. Jets trying to win their first road game of the season in their last attempt, as Welker is tripped up by Rashad Washington out across the 30-yard line. That's where Miami will set things up to start this third quarter. Sage Rosenfels is in. Yeah, the only thing I could think of at the end of that first half, Frerotte was clutching his right hand.
And he's had problems with a finger on that throwing hand, having some swelling. And Sage Rosenfels in his last game against Buffalo, he's played well.
In his 5th year from Iowa State, here's Rosenfels throwing on the move. And to a spot along the sideline, Chris Chambers. Well executed by Rosenfels. It's 13 yards and a first down for Miami right out of the gate.
And Rosenfels showing some ability to get out of the pocket. Watch the route ran by Chris Chambers. He sets up Ty Law, comes out of the break. Ty Law can't close on it quick enough before Chambers is able to make the grab. But look at the big guy, Rosenfels. He's able to move and throw the ball accurately while getting out of the pocket.
From the 45, they stack the line. Now back off. Rosenfels on a give to Ricky Williams. And no gain on the play. John Abraham there. First time we've called his name. We are just underway in this third quarter.
Rosenfels filling in for Gus Frerotte. You see Frerotte has the ice bag on that hand. And maybe it does affect his ability to throw the ball.
Well, for Gus Frerotte, a couple of weeks ago where he didn't even want to shake our hands, not because he doesn't like us, but because he had a finger problem on his right hand. Injury on the field. We'll tell you about it when we come back. The injured Jet was nose tackle James Reed, who the medical staff is taking a look at along the sideline. So the rookie from Utah, Sione Boua, has checked in. And here's Rosenfels for Miami. Outside to Chambers. And a gain of 7 on the play. Take a look at the Frerotte injury first half.
Yeah, he's going in to try to make a tackle after the interception was made. And, he throws his body around, puts his head in there, but he may live to regret it. He's a little woozy. When he gets up, he's going to check that right index finger. He had previously been injured earlier this year. You see him squeezing it and paying attention to it. Now he has an ice bag on it. Can't get back into the game.
So right now it's Sage Rosenfels' game to win or lose. And here's Rosenfels throwing, low throw, and it's incomplete to Marty Booker. And Miami will punt.
Rosenfels misfires on that throw. He's 6'4". He's a big guy standing in the pocket. They're going to give him a shot. And what he did just a couple of weeks ago against the Buffalo Bills when he brought them back in the second half, I think it showed the coaches that he can play, and he's earned the confidence of the coaches and many of his teammates.
Donnie Jones will punt it. Justin McCarron's the returner, standing at his own 10. High punt from Jones, sailing kick. McCarron's fair catch at the 12-yard line. So the Jets will get their first shot. Big chunk of ice on the hand of Gus Frerotte.
heavy power and muscular styling.
Nice car, mister.
Nice bike. It can make anyone feel like one bad dude. Charger, unleashed.
Thrill me, delight me, dazzle me, surprise me, tease me. Give me everything I want and nothing I need. Give me sexy. Give me Victoria's Secret.
American Pie takes you to band camp in an all-new unrated DVD.
I'm Steve's brother Matt. There are two Stiflers?
American Pie presents.
I've been playing them so I could get them on hidden video.
Oh my God.
Band Camp Unrated. Unwrap it Monday, December 26th.
Don't tell me we don't have time to do a fancy lunch. Because now there's McDonald's all-new premium chicken sandwiches. Juicy chicken breast in my kind of flavors, like the Ranch BLT and the Club. Yep, they're totally 5-star all the way.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. A diamond is forever. What would you do for love this Christmas? And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Told you about the injury to Gus Frerotte, right finger. That was on offense for Miami. On defense, we've just received word. Channing Crowder, a shoulder injury. The electrifying rookie out of Florida is not expected to return today. So Derek Pope, another youngster, steps in for Crowder. On first down, handoff to Cedric Houston. And Houston crossing the 25. 15 yards as Houston was able to get to the second level with help from Goodwin.
With Channing Crowder out, you could expect the Jets to hammer away with Cedric Houston. Pope overruns it. They come back to the weak side, and they're able to gash that defense for the Miami Dolphins. Channing Crowder is an electrifying player. I can't get it out. I need my hooked on phonics, but he's a guy that can make some plays in defense. I think with him out, they're going to be missing, I think, a huge portion of what they do on defense.
From the 28 now for the Jets. Here's Bollinger stepping up. Bollinger goes down. Flag on the play. Scanina there defensively for Miami. And the penalty marker is at the 21. Face mask could be the call in that heavily trafficked area.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, 93 defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Now that's the veteran Kevin Carter.
Watch Carter, number 93, comes in, seems swipe, and hit the face mask.
Did he grab it? Yeah, got a little
he
bit.
Did. And it was accidental. You could see he was reaching for the ball, trying to swat that ball out. Nevertheless, you cannot go to the head of the quarterback.
Line of scrimmage is the 38 on first down. Handoff. Houston cutting to the outside. Slammed down by Thomas. The 5-time Pro Bowler welcoming the rookie to the NFL. Take a listen. His 9th tackle today.
He should get 2 for that one.
Are you going to give him a deuce, huh?
We should, because I tell you, he plays with the emotion that I think it spreads to the rest of the team. He doesn't want this Jets football team running on his defense.
Motion man McCarrons. They'll run it again, this time inside. Scanina meets Houston for no gain. Sliding down is the veteran Scanina, now in his 13th year in the NFL.
You can see Scanina and others now getting the same energy that you saw Zach Thomas exhibit on that hard-hitting tackle. And that's what a middle linebacker or a safety can do for a defense. You're almost like the quarterback on the defensive side, and that's the leadership that Nick Saban was talking about. So we have a lot of those guys on the defensive side. Now we need some of those guys on our offensive football team.
Shotgun. Bollinger. 3rd and 10. Steps up, trying to run, stays on his feet, and Bollinger. The scramble to the 45. It's short of a first down by about 3 yards. Jason Taylor was wreaking some havoc in the pocket.
And watch the mobility of Bollinger. Even when the protection breaks down, see Jason Taylor getting in there and is able to make Vonnie Holliday miss. And then get down the football field.
4th down for the Jets. Ben Graham time. Not one of his better efforts through the air, but it does take a jet roll. And settles in at the 15-yard line. Tied at 10. 10:24 remaining in the 3rd. More to come from South Florida.
Access NFL.com for live scores and stats. And after the games, AOL members get exclusive NFL.com features only on AOL.
Gus Frerotte is in spectator mode now, watching his backup Sage Rosenfels take over the offense. Rosenfels, who struggled against Cleveland in that 22-0 loss and then bounced back with a strong effort against Buffalo. On the toss, Ricky Williams goes airborne. And no gain on the play. James Reed, the stop. He's back in there for the Jets.
And Sage Rosenfels, he's getting another chance. But remember, if you go back a few weeks ago against the Cleveland Browns, really struggled through 2 interceptions in that game, had a horrible quarterback rating. Then came back 2 weeks ago against the Buffalo Bills right here at home, led his team to a dramatic come-from-behind victory over the Buffalo Bills. So he's regained the trust and confidence of everyone with the Miami Dolphins.
Here's Rosenfels in the pocket. Darts one to Williams. And Ricky Williams with a gain of 4 through the air. Eric Coleman, the coverage, the safety. It sets up 3rd and 6.
Now he comes into this game with it tied at half. So he's going to have to make some plays here. Whether they're running the ball or throwing it, the Dolphins have to get that rhythm that we saw them have in the first quarter when Gus Frerotte seemed to be red hot and was able to get the ball out to Chris Chambers.
3-game winning streak, victories over Oakland, Buffalo, and San Diego in succession. And a 4-receiver set. Shotgun. Pocket collapsing. And Rosenfels forced to get rid of it. John Abraham with a lick on Rosenfels.
Well, this is what concerned Nick Saban the most. John Abraham, he starts upfield, stunts, comes underneath, gets the pressure right in the face of Rosenfels, but John Abraham can take over a football game. We've seen him do it many times. When he gets going, he senses that he can take it over, whether it's by a sack or a strip and a fumble.
Well, it happened last week against Oakland. Abraham is in a defensive zone. Kochery, fair catch, and the Jets will open this drive from their own 40-yard line. Barry Gardner lost his hat. Somebody help him out.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it. And by the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Jets have posted a 12-3 record over their last 15 games against the Miami Dolphins. Brooks Bollinger trying to pull off the season sweep. 8:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. This game is tied at 10. Jets 1st and 10 from the 40. Bollinger under traffic, gets rid of it, and separation. Doug Jolly is gone. Touchdown, Jets. The safety fell down, Lance Schulters. And the Jets have their first lead on the road this season.
Oh, this is the play they've been looking for to get from Doug Jolly all season long. Watch him, it's on the left side of your screen, getting inside of the safety. Once you allow the receiver to get inside, it's an easy throw for the quarterback. Lance Schulters falls down. Doug Jolly makes the catch and just walks in to the end zone.
Extra point from Nugent. And he splits the uprights to give the Jets a 17-10 lead. Doug Jolly, first touchdown as a Jet here in Miami. It took until week 15. The Jets have been waiting for this. Doug Jolly, 60-yard touchdown from Brooks Bollinger. Longest Jets play of the season. And the longest play of Jolly's career, formerly of the Oakland Raiders.
And what touch on the throw by Bollinger. He's throwing the ball deep very well today.
Kickoff from Nugent. And Welker catches at the 10. Here's Welker. Veering to the outside. Unable to find a seam. And Oliver Celestin makes the play on special teams.
And they isolate the tight end on the safety, Lance Schulters. And I'm going to show you, here's Lance right here. Jolly's just going to come off and run right in front of him. But then Lance, he loses his footing. And he has poor hip movement. See, he turns out, then when he goes to turn in, he just falls down. Loses track of the football. That's just poor coverage by Lance Schulters.
And the Jets have taken a 17-10 lead here in Miami. 8:42 remaining in the third. McMichael, the motion man, appears to be okay after that second quarter injury. Rosenfels throwing on the move. Did he get it clean? Eric Coleman. Herman Edwards wants it, and he was out of bounds.
Well, I tell you, we told you at the top that Donnie Henderson, the defensive coordinator, when you talk to the players, he said he was as tough on us this week as he has been all season. That's because he wants Coleman and other defensive backs. Look at that. What a play. Just failed to get 2 feet down. But Donnie Henderson is saying that we need to come up with turnovers, make plays to help out the offense.
There's Ronnie Brown dancing and can't break free of Kerry Rhodes and Jonathan Vilma. It's a 3-yard gain. NFL.com poll question. Let's take a look at what the query is this week. Who's the NFL's coach of the year? Is it Coughlin, Dungy, Holmgren, Lewis, Shanahan, Smith, or Tice?
Wow. If the Colts stay undefeated, you almost have to go with Tony Dungy. But I tell you, if the Colts can't win out, I like what Lovie Smith has done with a rookie quarterback in Chicago, and then what Marvin Lewis has done with changing a culture in Cincinnati to get to the playoffs is huge.
Rosenfels covers up as he mishandled a shotgun snap. Abraham touching him up. And the Jets defense gaining momentum and confidence.
Donnie Henderson and the Jets defense, they smell blood in the water because this Dolphins offense, they're moving backwards. And they understand they have an opportunity to come up with big plays and turn the tide here and win this football game.
They have gotten to the backup quarterback, Sage Rosenfels. Farad out with a finger injury. No Channing Crowder on defense because of a right shoulder injury. The punt from Jones. Good punt, sending Cotchery back to the 23. Here's Cotchery. And he's hit at the 37-yard line by Sammy Morris. It's a 14-yard return, a 52-yard punt. Over 65 million viewers have made CSI Miami a mega hit. Tomorrow, the team exposes a secret that could change everything. Don't miss a new CSI Miami. That's tomorrow here on CBS, America's #1 network. Now they've been doing some field work throughout the day. Divots all over the field, especially on that left side, looking from the press box side. Brooks Bollinger, 147.2 passer rating today, 12 of 17, 192 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. 7:20 to play in the third. Houston by himself in the backfield. Bollinger wants to throw. Steps up on a cross to Jolly. And he is spun down quickly by Derek Pope, who is filling in for Crowder. It's a 4-yard pickup.
Oh, when you make a play for your quarterback like what Doug Jolly did on the 60-yard touchdown, the quarterback tends to look for you a little bit more. Now Brooks Bollinger is going to go to Doug Jolly. He's been thrown to 7 times so far today in this game. He's caught 5 of them.
And there is Pope in his second year from Alabama, stepping in for Channing Crowder, who is done for the afternoon. 2nd and 7. Handoff. It's Houston, able to hit the hole hard. And Houston's a little bit short of that first down. Accelerating for a gain of 6. Jason Taylor in on that stop for Miami.
But what you have to like right now from the Jets, they're playing good on both sides of the ball. Defense playing stout, and then the offensive line is getting movement up front for Herm Edwards, and the runners are finding room to run the football. So everything right now is starting to click. They have to keep it together, keep moving, and try to wear out this Dolphins defense. Keep them on the football field by converting on 3rd down.
And for Houston, it was enough for a first down. They placed the football at the 48. And a fresh set of downs for the Jets to work with. Play clock down to 2. And off Houston again. Pushing the pile as he crosses into Miami territory. And a gain of 5.
And what you have to like from Cedric Houston is every time he runs the ball, he's always falling forward. Always picking up yards after contact. It helps the offensive line. It helps manage the downs when you can go 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6. You give it to him again, then you're facing 3rd and 3. And see, watch how after contact, see, he continues to move the pile, continues to pick up yards after contact, and it's very difficult to stop a runner who knows how to pick up yards after you make that initial contact.
Good leg drive by Houston, but he was wincing as he went to the sideline. Askew replaces him. Now the former Wolverine gets banged down for no gain. Scanina combining with Taylor to bring him down. And Houston's going to come back in.
Still going to be facing that 3rd and medium, and you have that situation. Yeah, you can still run the ball. Everyone expects you to throw it on 3rd down, but if you got it at 3rd and 5, maybe you can come back with a quick draw or maybe a screen play. Just so many more options as you look to throw the ball down the field.
Crowd getting involved on a 3rd and 5. Here's Bollinger. Pump. Bollinger avoids the rush. Bollinger throwing on that quick sideline toss to Kachary. 7-yard pickup. And the Jets get a first down.
Yeah, this is all Bollinger. He buys time. He's able to get away from the defenders because Jason Taylor had him in the backfield. He's able to get out on the perimeter and have the quick strike over to Kachary. But Bollinger, his athleticism, very surprising. See how many times he's been knocked down today. He's very tough. Had to hurry a lot of throws, been sacked twice. But his mobility just buys him more time to get rid of the football.
Now, Herman Edwards told us he has gained the respect of his teammates because of his toughness this season. He has taken some shots. Bollinger, strong throw to Coles. And tackled at the 27-yard line by Madison. 13-yard gain and another Jets first down. Tuesday, January 17th, here on CBS. Tom Cavanaugh stars in the new series Love Monkey, the show that's all about what friends, music, and life are all about. It's Love Monkey. It's coming to CBS January 17th, America's #1 network. Taylor is now on the sideline for Miami, and a 1st and 10 for the Jets. At the Dolphins 27, Jolly goes in motion. Take the handoff, Bollinger. Had to get rid of it. Nobody was in the area. David Bowens with a hit. Time for an NFL Today update. Let's go to New York. Greg Gumbel.
All right, a different Colts team in the second half. They intercept Drew Brees. 2 plays later, Edgerrin James from a yard out with the extra point cuts the Indianapolis deficit to 16-10 late in the 3rd, guys.
Now the Colts' unbeaten season is not going to go away quietly.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Lost the down, 2nd down.
Well, not surprising, the call from Walt Coleman, intentional grounding on Bollinger. There was nobody there as he was dealing with a heavy rush.
He's trying to avoid the sack. So often you hear coaches and everyone telling the quarterback, hey, get rid of the football. Sometimes you got to get rid of it in a proper manner. At times, Brooks Bollinger was called for intentional grounding. No one in the area when he went to get rid of the football. There you see him just dropping back. And watch, no one in that area.
So a 2nd and 20. It just took the Jets out of field goal range. 2 tight ends in this formation. Bollinger has been outstanding. 15 of 21, 215 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Cut back by Houston. And again, fighting for extra yardage. They're going to spot it just short of the 30-yard line. Brandon Moore and Scott Gregg with key blocks, 7-yard gain.
And now they're facing that 3rd and long. You're going to need Brooks Bollinger to make a play. They've been able to go up top and beat just about every member of the Miami Dolphins secondary. They've beaten Daniels, they've beaten Sam Madison, the veteran corner, for a touchdown, and they've beaten the safety Lance Schulter.
On a 3rd and 13 movement, was it Jones that moved first?
False start, 79, offense.
It was.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And again, field goal range affected.
Adrian Jones is one of those young tackles. Started the season at right tackle, then they had to move him over. Herman Edwards knows he has some young players who are getting a great opportunity. He says by the end of the season, everyone we have on our roster will be exposed. We're going to know exactly what they are capable of.
3rd and 18. They're pinning their ears back. Bollinger threw it. Incomplete. It looked like Travis Daniels was the receiver on that play, and not Coles.
Well, watch the balls. Watch number 89, the slot receiver. Cotchery's going to put a hand up, then pull it down. And Daniels actually broke in front of Lavernius Coles.
So that pass intended for Cotchery overshot him and then put Coles in a defensive position. They're going to try a 53-yarder for Nugent. This would be a career long in the NFL for the rookie out of Ohio State. 53-yarder, no, they'll pooch it. And Nugent, little punt as it rolls inside the 20.
All about field position if you're the New York Jets. Play slow and conservative.
Log on to NFL.com today. Get the latest playoff picture as the games end. It's all on NFL.com and NFL on AOL. So the Jets still have that touchdown lead over the Dolphins with 2:12 remaining in the 3rd. Herman Edwards trusting his defense that they can handle Sage Rosenfels, the backup quarterback, as Farrat was knocked out of the game with an injured finger, trying to make a tackle following a costly interception.
So far, Rosenfels is what, 3 of 6 so far in the game, but they put pressure on him. They brought pressure right up the middle, trying to force him to throw the ball quickly.
Scouting report on Rosenfeld. Good arm strength, a mobile guy as he steps up and throws. It's complete to Booker. And a penalty marker thrown at the line of scrimmage.
You saw the arm strength on that throw from Rosenfeld.
And by Rosenfeld's reaction, it looks like this one's coming back. That was a 10-yard gain on the comebacker to Booker.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, 63, offense, half the distance to the goal, still 1st down.
And that's Alonzo Ephraim, who was in the starting lineup because of the season-ending injury to Seth McKinney, out for the year with a knee injury, and Ephraim starting at right guard.
And you can see Ephraim, he's that guard right here. See right there? Keep an eye on him. See the hand right there? Look at that.
Hey, come inside.
So a 1st and 18. And off to Brown. Not much there. A 2-yard gain up the middle. Winding down with 1:48 and counting left in this 3rd quarter. Lance Legree, the tackle for the Jets.
Watch Johnny Henderson and the Jets. They'll come after Rosenfeld. We talked about the fact that they want to put pressure on him. They want to do more than that. Johnny Henderson not only want to put pressure on a young quarterback, but they want to get the ball out, create a turnover, look for John Abraham to turn it loose.
Shotgun, and And penalty markers again. We told you this is going to go down as the most penalized team in Dolphin history.
Ball start, 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's Damian McIntosh, normally the reliable left tackle. He's called on the false start. Back it up, and the line of scrimmage is now the 6 and a 2nd and 21.
And you want to watch McIntosh because he's trying to block John Abraham. Scott Linehan, the offense coordinator, very concerned. Right now, Ronnie Brown is set over there to maybe lend some help to McIntosh.
They've held Brown and Williams in check today. This is Rosenfels stepping up. Rosenfels throws it away over the head of Welker. And a penalty marker throw.
They're going to say that it was holding. McIntosh had a hold of John Abraham. Abraham right now is giving this offensive line fits.
Well, this could get dicey, Solomon.
Holding, 77, offense. That penalty's declined, 3rd down.
If that would have happened in the end zone, you're looking at a safety.
It was very close. But if McIntosh would not have held him, it would have been. Now watch, he's going to come here, then underneath. Now watch the pressure. He's being held right now, and had he not held him, I think he would have had a tackle in the end zone on Rosenfeld, and it would have been a safety.
Man, that was right along the goal line, and you could make the case that it was McIntosh who was in the end zone when the infraction happened. With 1:02 to go in the 3rd. And now a 3rd and 21. Shotgun, Rosenfeld. They'll handle the rush this time. Rosenfeld's airing it out. Deep ball down the middle, jump ball, and it's broken up. Tie Law against Chris Chambers. And the Dolphins have to punt it from deep in their own territory.
Credit the veteran, Ty Law, for handling the coverage. Huge responsibility against Chambers. Chambers goes up for the ball at its highest point, but so does Ty Law. And if you don't go up at its highest point to defend the football, you can bet Chambers is going to come down with it. You don't have to tell Ty Law how to play a deep pass. Played it perfectly.
4 possessions this half for the Dolphins. 4th punt of this second half for Donnie Jones. Under a minute to go on the 3rd. This is Cotchery. He will catch it at the 49. And down after a gain of 1 at midfield. Jeremiah Bell shaking his head. He made a good play. Coming up tomorrow, an all-new Late Show. Dave welcomes the one and only Jim Carrey. Later this week, don't miss Jamie Foxx. Plus, Dave knocks the meatball off the Late Show tree. That's always fun. Dave's all new all this week on CBS, America's #1 network.
And now if you're the Miami Dolphins on offense, you've got to sort of regroup. Had some changes. You had to move some guys around on the offensive line, but they have to regroup and regain that chemistry that now seems to belong to the New York Jets and Brooks Bollinger.
They will open up at midfield, leading it 17-10. Had a chance to add to that lead, but costly penalty brought them back. Here's Bollinger playing with confidence, throwing underneath to Cedric Houston. And Houston breaking tackles. Loses the ball at the end of the play. Miami's got it. Just trying to make a play. And it just cost the rookie from Tennessee.
And this was the concern even last week with Houston. After 10 to 12 touches of the ball, yeah, you get comfortable. But in trying to get that extra yards and trying to break tackle after tackle, you forget ball security. Now watch how he did. He's able to get away from one defender. And then there's Zach Thomas able to make him miss. But it's Pope who comes in 56 just before Houston hits the ground. Seems like he's able to get that ball out.
And Matt Roth on the recovery. Just as Houston was going down, they jolted the ball. And it gives Miami the football to Ricky Williams. Trying to drive forward. Williams, 4-yard gain. Whistle blows. Time for an update. Let's head to New York in Gray.
Hey, Ian, turns out being shut out in the first half might have just made the Colts a little angry. Peyton Manning, 1 yard to Dallas Clark all alone. They've come all the way back from a deficit to lead at 17-16 third quarter.
Wow.
just might be their year. There's no other way to slice it.
And if you're the Chargers, what do you say to yourself? We gave them our best shot.
Rosenfels throwing. It's complete. Wes Welker. Lunging catch by the second-year pro out of Texas Tech. A fan favorite.
And boy, does Rosenfels thread a needle.
End of the third quarter as Rosenfels puts it on the money. And we've got a game in Miami. Been a hard-hitting afternoon here in Miami. 17-10. The Jets leading the Dolphins. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcox. The NFL on CBS. Rosenfels throwing, and it's offline. Looking for Chris Chambers. Ty Law again had the coverage for New York.
Ty Law doing an excellent job on Chris Chambers today. But this Dolphins offense talked about the fact they have to regain some rhythm. And I think regain their confidence with Sage Rosenfels at quarterback. He's got to find the weapons in this offense, but they have to protect first up front.
On a 2nd and 10, here's Rosenfels stepping up and running. Rosenfels slides down, a first down for the Dolphins at the 26-yard line.
Something you don't expect from your 6'4", 225-pound quarterback. But Rosenfels, watch how well he moves. And he protects the football, understands how to slide. Didn't look awkward at all.
And the Dolphins in business with a 1st and 10. Handoff, Ricky Williams, and he is spun down. Good combination up the middle. Hobson was there with Dave Ball, who was signed off the San Diego practice squad and has been put to use.
This is where the Dolphins like to go with that bunch formation. They like to get 3 wide receivers on the field along with their tight end. Any guy can actually attack the middle of the field where it's a much shorter throw for the quarterback.
Early stages, 4th quarter. Dolphins trying to rally, cutting it upfield. It's Williams taking it the distance. Touchdown, Dolphins. Point away from tying this one up at 17.
Marvelous execution. Watch 78, Geno James. Watch him kick out on the quarterback, David Barrett, and that opens up the hole for Ricky Williams. Excellent execution by the Dolphins offensive line.
Mare, the extra point. 6 plays, 61 yards. And they take advantage of the Houston fumble. They turn it into 7 with Ricky Williams. Over this current 3-game winning streak, the Dolphins have found ways to get it done, coming from behind, taking early leads and then holding on and then playing in tight ones throughout. They've won in different ways. And right now, the Jets and Dolphins are knotted at 17. 13:45 to go on the 4th. Justin Miller, the deep man. Houston is in front of him. It was the Houston fumble that allowed Miami to get back into it. The kick from Mare. And here is Miller from the 2. Miller caught from behind. By the ankles, Kawaki Thomas did the honors. Coming up, it'll be the Subway postgame show. Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. Subway postgame show, scores, highlights, playoff picture. That's coming up. The NFL on CBS.
Well, you like what you see from this Miami Dolphins football team under Nick Saban. He talks about tenacity, which is, he's saying, hey, we are committed to finishing games. And then the resiliency, when bad things happen, we bounce back. And now I think it's the Jets who have to show that they can be resilient on the road and try to capture their first game away from home.
Jets come out in their base offense. Houston with a stutter step. And Donnie Spragan read it well. 1 yard gain if they give it to him on forward progress, and they probably will.
Oh, the energy is back in the building, and the momentum is now with the Miami Dolphins. I think Mike Heimerdinger has been calling a really good game. He's shown that he's not afraid to go up top and try to throw the ball and challenge the secondary for the Dolphins. If you can connect on a long pass, it goes a long way, taking the crowd out of the game.
2nd and 9. Line of scrimmage is the 23. There's Bollinger throwing and bounces it to his intended receiver, Coles.
He had him wide open. Bollinger wishes he had that one back. It's a one-hopper to Lavernius Coles. And would have picked up the first down.
No Jet team has ever gone 0-8 on the road. Have to go back to 1964 when the Jets went 0-7 away from home. Obviously, back then they were playing 14 games as opposed to 16 in the regular season. Fans are fired up. Here comes the rush. Bollinger releases short of a first down to Jolly. And the Jets will punt a 4-yard gain.
And Jeremiah Bell is a much better cover safety than Lance Schultz, because they're going to try to get him out of the backfield. Watch number 37 locked up in man-to-man coverage. Okay, he makes the catch, but I'm not going to trip, fall down, allow you to run away from me and pick up the first down.
So now Ben Graham will punt it. Miami will get the football back with a chance to take the lead. Welker from the 32. This is returnable. Cuts it upfield and emerges through a hole out across the 40. 42-yard punt and 11-yard return. Tackle made by Kenyatta Wright. Dolphins will have the ball when we return.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Sprint. Sprint, yes you can. Toyota, choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward. And by KFC Snacker. They're good.
Dolphin Stadium, Miami 17, the Jets 17. We are in the 4th quarter, 12-14 to play. Dolphins trying to even their record at 7-7. Jets with their last chance to grab a road victory here in 2005. They wrap up with New England and Buffalo at home. Handoff, shake and bake by Ricky Williams. And David Barrett sticking with him. And throws him down, but not until he gets a 7-yard gain. NFL Today, Boomer Esiason on Manning versus Manning. No, Peyton has a better chance. Eli will get there, but not this year. Shannon Sharp actually says yes, but it's going to be Peyton against Ricky Manning. He's nutty, isn't he?
Carolina's got a shot.
They do. Dan likes Jacksonville and Pittsburgh in the AFC wildcard selections. Handoff, Williams again. And this time he slowed down at the line of scrimmage. So give credit to Reed and Thomas bringing down Ricky Williams.
And Ricky Williams is part of that 1-2 punch coming out of the backfield for the Dolphins. Ronnie Brown, he's had his problems holding on to the football, but has ran the ball very well. 3 fumbles in his last 3 games, and so you could bring in Ricky Williams, who you know is going to hold on to it. Either way, the production remains at a high level.
Trying to move the chains here on a 3rd and 2. They'll try to do it through the air. Rosenfeld steps up and throws. Marty Booker, touchdown Dolphins. A 50-yard strike to take the lead.
I like this arm on the big, young Sage Rosenfeld, because this was a laser lock throw to Marty Booker. He actually beat double coverage. We said at the top, this offense could take it in and score from anywhere on the football field, and they just showed you.
Marty Booker had missed the game 2 weeks ago with a calf injury, bounced back with a good effort last week in San Diego, and has backed it up with a go-ahead touchdown. Rosenfeld's leading Miami back. 50-yard pass and catch. Rosenfels to Booker. And Miami with a 24-17 lead, 10:55 to play here in the fourth. Mare will kick it off. Justin Miller back in his own end zone, and it's Cedric Houston about 7 yards in front of him. Door opened after the Houston fumble, trying to get extra yardage after a catch. And Miami has been able to go back-to-back touchdowns to take a 7-point lead. Here's Miller. And Miller goes tippy-toeing his way into the crowd. Sammy Morris, the stop on special teams.
Now, how do you beat double coverage? Well, here is Marty Booker. I'm going to show you. This is Eric Coleman, and then this is Kerry Rhodes, the safety up top. And they're going to have double coverage, but then Eric Coleman will slip and fall down. And then they get behind Kerry Rhodes, and from then on, both guys are beat. An excellent throw by Sage Rosenfels, and then Marty Booker does his best to fight to get into the end zone.
1st and 10 from the 24. It is a young Jet secondary. Other than Ty Law, Barrett has experience, but they're working in a lot of young players. Flag down. Bollinger is sacked. Matt Roth. High motor rookie out of Iowa.
There's a flag down. Oh, unless they picked it up. No, there is a flag down.
Illegal motion, 81. Offense going forward at the snap. That penalty's declined. Second down.
Now Justin McCarron's called. They will turn it down. Just to go back to the play made by Booker and the young players they are integrating into the secondary in New York.
And when you have a young secondary, you tend to make mistakes. But if you make mistakes on the back end, you see with Coleman in his second year, Kerry Rhodes, he's a rookie. You make mistakes back there, the result is a touchdown. And that's why you need experienced players. If you're going to be young, you better know what you are doing when you're in coverage. And that's why Donnie's over talking to the guy saying, hey, let's get it together. They have improved, I think, back there all season long. But we knew coming into this game, based off what the Dolphins had done the last 3 weeks, we knew they would be challenged. And I think they're finding out why the Dolphins are very good on that side of the ball.
First NFL sack for Roth, setting up a 2nd and 16. Bollinger. Guns complete to Coles. And Coles stays on his feet, tripped up as he crossed the 40-yard line. So the Jets are able to get out of that area of the field and create a little space on a 23-yard pass play.
Yeah, right now, the Dolphins secondary, they're having fits with the receivers for the Jets. Coles has taken this secondary behind the woodshed. They can't even get him on the ground. And Brooks Bollinger are starting to pick him apart. Over 200 yards passing so far in this game.
On a first down for the Jets. There's Bollinger to throw again. Quick toss. And pass was thrown underneath the coverage. Dreesen brings it in.
You have a lot of young players playing in the secondary, I think, for both teams. That lends itself to teams being able to move the ball, being able to pick up first downs. And Bollinger is growing more and more comfortable in the offense, so he's starting to see the entire field. He's reading coverages better, and so he's able to get the ball into the hands of his receivers and allow them to make yards after the catch.
Now a 2nd and 4. Here comes the rush. Releasing to Soul and hit hard. Lance Schulters made sure Soul didn't get extra yardage after a pickup of 1.
Oh, you need to be able to make tackles once the catch is made. No yards after the catch. It gives yourself a chance. Schulters, he's a veteran, comes up to make the hit on Saul. And now the Jets are facing that 3rd down. Remember earlier in the game, they would go with the play action. They come out with the boots and try to get the ball on the backside to Jolly. Look for him to get that defense moving one way and come back to the other side.
This is a 3rd and 3. Bollinger, heavy rush, gets rid of it to Jolly and a first down. Good pocket presence by Bollinger.
Oh, quick 3-step drop. It always helps if you want to beat the pass rush. So if you don't roll out your quarterback to beat the pass rush, you go three-step drop because they're coming off the corner with Jason Taylor. See, 3 steps, ball is out. Into the hands of Doug Jolly. They're able to move the chains. And right now, Herm Edwards said, we can't win a high-scoring game. And this score is much higher than Herm Edwards would like for it to be.
By far the best game Jolly has had as a Jet. 94 yards on 7 catches and a touchdown. Throw it to the flat. And Cedric Houston darting his way along the sideline. And he ducked out of bounds after a gain of 9.
I like what I'm seeing from Bollinger because his vision is downfield. It's not on the pass rush. He's looking for his receivers, but he understands now in terms of the pocket presence. You can't hold on to the ball, so as you look downfield, you don't see your guy open, just check it down to the runner, Cedric Houston. Throw it to him, allow him to create yards after the catch, and now they're looking at that 2nd and 1. This is a waste down. Normally, you'll go down the field, take a shot deep toward the end zone.
Down to 7.5 to play in the 4th. Miami 24, Jets 17. Bollinger throws. Jolly goes up to get it. And he's got a New York first down inside the 35. 6-yard gain as we head back to New York. Another update, Greg Gumbel.
All right, I am in Minnesota. Pittsburgh Steelers slowly but surely putting a hold on this game. Michael Bennett can't get out of the end zone courtesy of Joey Porter. The safety gives the Steelers an 18-3 lead. They're under 11 minutes to play for the 4th quarter, guys.
And Greg, it is set up nicely for Pittsburgh, if you look at the schedule, to go on a playoff run here in December.
And the Vikings, they have to prove that they can beat some of the best in the league. You can't back your way into the playoffs.
Now to 6:45 left. Bollinger standing in the pocket, throwing to Dreesen. That forward progress will give him the 26-yard line. And a 6-yard gain. Now they'll place it more at the 27th.
Well, right now, it's very difficult for that front defensive line for the Dolphins to get to Brooks Bollinger. You know they want to. You see, they have not allowed a 300-yard passer in 43 consecutive games. And now you're going to allow the 3rd-string quarterback, Brooks Bollinger, to roll in here and pick you apart.
He is 7 of 7 on this drive. Bollinger steps up and throws incomplete. Looking for the long ball, a flag down as McCarron's was the target.
You know, we talked about in what areas of the football field should you look for him to go deep.
29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Well, that's Madison, a 4-time Pro Bowler and a first down for the Jets.
And you get on that plus 30 or plus 40-yard line, which is where the Jets are now, before the penalty. You take a shot deep before you lose that area once you get to the red zone. Sam Madison understands it, but this is a long drive. Right now, they've been out there for 8 plays, so you can see they're starting to get a little bit winded as the Jets are moving the football.
6:06 on the clock. It's a 1-touchdown differential. Back to the ground game. Houston staying on his feet, and Cedric Houston with a 7-yard pickup through the middle. Let's head back to New York. Check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Ian at Indianapolis. Drew Brees and the Chargers coming back. 54 yards. Brees to Keenan McCardell. It set up Nate Kading for his 4th field goal of the day from 49 yards out. The Chargers have regained the lead. 19-17 coming up on 6 minutes to play.
Chargers have some fight, and then there's a reason why you have not seen undefeated teams in the NFL.
That's right. Everyone wants to knock you off. That bullseye is on your chest.
10th play of the drive. Bollinger, look out. Bollinger, can he get out of trouble? He does! But finally brought down by Taylor. And Brooks Bollinger just trying to get up and get back to the huddle.
I think his athleticism is a surprise to just about everyone on the football field. You do not expect this from Brooks Bollinger. Guys falling down all around him. Now, I think it's one thing to get away from those other linemen. It's another thing to get away from Jason Taylor. Not easily done.
2nd sack of the day for Taylor. And now a 3rd and 4. We hit the 5-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Entertaining second half here in South Florida. Big 3rd down play. Bollinger engulfed. Pass rushing specialist David Bowens just making Bollinger's life troubling.
They come right up the gut. See, he'll loop around and comes right in working against the left tackle, Adrian Jones, collapsing the pocket. Once he gets underneath the tackle, he just walks his way right to the quarterback. Huge play by David Bowen.
Now Herman Edwards trusting that his offense can get down there again. This is a 42-yard field goal attempt, and it's good for Mike Nugent. 24-20. Miami still maintains the lead with 4:32 left.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM. Become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 40.
The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 is under the command of Captain Jeff Capek with help from co-pilot Snoopy. They're working hard to provide these aerial shots of today's game here at Dolphins Stadium. Brooks Bollinger. Well-deserved rest out along the sideline. It was a day that did not develop the way Gus Frerotte anticipated. Done after the first half because of a finger injury, but Sage Rosenfels, once again in relief, has gotten it done as opposed to the start he got against Cleveland, and he just didn't have it. Nugent after the field goal, kicking off to Welker. Wes Welker. Oh, he's got breakaway speed. Here's Welker, and forced out of bounds by Nugent. 43-yard run back for Welker.
Well, he breaks contain, and the Jets were set up for a middle return. You see, they're all there on the inside, but no one contains the football on the outside. Wes Welker breaks containment. He's able to get to the sideline, and he was one kicker away in Mike Nugent from returning it for a touchdown.
And with 4:23 to play in the fourth, Miami is looking to use as much clock as possible. Obviously, they're looking to add points if they can. But most importantly, see that clock roll down and don't leave the Jets with an opportunity to come back. Handoff. It's Williams. And Ricky Williams is spun down. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even a gain of a half yard or a yard. Coming up tonight on 60 Minutes, a secret American plane used for snatching terrorists. Is it a one-way ticket to the torture chamber? 60 Minutes tonight, followed by a new cold case, then the world premiere holiday movie, The Christmas Blessing, starring Neil Patrick Harris and Rob Lowe. That's tonight on CBS, America's #1 network. Jets have used a timeout with 4:11 to go. They still have 2 remaining. Miami has 3. And of course, the 2-minute warning. Jonathan Vilma, Miami native, 30 tickets for family and friends. John Abraham.
Well, those are the guys that Donnie Henderson are looking to make a play in this situation, and so is Ty Law. But you got to watch John Abraham, because even on that last run play by Ricky Williams, he was deep into the backfield of the Miami Dolphins. If you can't block John Abraham, your offense is going to have problems, and this is where he likes to kick it up a notch. He likes to turn it up and look to make a big play. You know, he's wanting that long-term contract. So much has been talked about, you know, what will happen to him at the end of this year, because he's been franchised. You know, he would like to have some security in the long-term deal, and so he's the guy that's willing to go out and play for it. He's willing to go out and make plays.
Well, he made things happen last week with 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery. And with 4:13 left, Miami faces a 2nd and 9, a 3-receiver set. Here's Rosenfels rolling, throwing, incomplete. Trying to get it to Randy McMichael. And only 5 seconds come off the clock.
I think it's a good call. I think the first play they came out and they ran it. And then what you do, you have play action boot. And so you're able to get the quarterback out of the pocket and then protecting from John Abraham at the same time when you have that half-field roll by Sage Rosenfeld. And now at 3rd and 9, you're going to look to drop back in the pocket and throw it, but you better make sure you protect the backside of the quarterback from John Abraham.
Operating out of the gun, Rosenfels. Third down. Underneath. Catch made by Chambers. And spilled out by Kerry Rhodes, saving a first down. They needed 9, they got 6. And despite the excellent field position, Miami doesn't do much.
And watch, they blitz and they bring Vilma, so that forces the quick throw. 3-step drop, get it over to Chambers, and Rhodes takes the upfield angle, makes sure he secured the tackle. Chambers not able to make it to that first down mark. And that's what you do. When you blitz the quarterback, you have to be in a position. Yeah, if they can complete it on the short throw, you just have to be in position to make the tackle. You could tell that up front on the defense and on the back end in the secondary, the defense was executed to perfection.
Jets just used their second time out of this second half. They've got 1 remaining. Miami's playoff hopes are slim at best. They need a lot of help, but before they can even think about other teams helping them out, they've got to win.
Just like Nick Saban would say, take care of your own business. Look at the AFC playoff picture. See the 4 division leaders, and Jacksonville, I think, has that first wild card spot just about locked up. And then Pittsburgh Steelers, they're right now, they're on top of the Minnesota Vikings. So it's going to be slim pickings when you look at what Kansas City and San Diego are doing ahead of Miami.
Donnie Jones will punt it. And McCarron's is deep. Looking to angle one, and he does, out of bounds. See where they spot the football. At the 13-yard line. Well, coming up tonight on CBS, for the first time, cold case detectives will be fighting to take someone out of prison instead of putting them away. Don't miss a new episode of the hit drama Cold Case. That's tonight on CBS, America's #1 network. So the Jets will have it at the 13. Brooks Bollinger, his best game as a pro. 24 of 32, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns. No quarterback has thrown for 300 yards against this Miami defense since Vinny Testaverde did it back in 2003. It's been 43 straight games holding opposing quarterbacks to under 300.
And if you're looking for clues of how to get it down in the end zone in the final 3 minutes of the game, mix in good runs, bootleg passes, then take some shots down the field.
They need to go 87 yards to take the lead here in the 4th. Bollinger steps up and throws. He's got his man. It's Cotchery. And a first down out across the 25. Good grab by the second-year pro out of NC State.
And sometimes your receivers have to be good enough to make the quarterback look good. That pass was thrown behind Cotchery, but he had excellent body control, able to turn around, get his hands on the ball and make the catch.
Dime package for Miami. 6 defensive backs. 3rd catch of the day for Cotchery. And a first down for the Jets. Here's Bollinger. He takes a shot. And another Miami sack. Guess who? Jason Taylor.
Well, we told you this game is going to come down to who is the guy that can be the best pass rusher, Jason Taylor or John Abraham. And Jason Taylor said, I've got mine. I've got the quarterback wrapped up, and that's how you kill a drive. You come up with sacks, you get the offense moving backwards and forcing it to a second and very long.
Now Taylor has had huge performances against the Jets during his NFL career, now in his 9th year. 3rd sack of the day. Bollinger able to find Jolly on a short gainer. 3 yards with the clock moving. 2:45 and ticking left in the 4th. Jets still have 1 timeout to work with and the 2-minute warning.
Lance Schulters made the tackle, but he was frustrated with himself because he knows should have been in tighter coverage. And had he been tighter, you know it's a 3-step drop by the quarterback because you're blitzing. They can't block them all. So if the ball's going to come out, 3-step drop. Get into position to make a play on the ball and possibly come up with an interception.
No sense of urgency from this offense as they're taking their time here. Obviously, they've got to focus on the 13 yards, but the clock will become a factor. Bollinger steps up, floats one high in the air, and Cotchery can't catch up to it. They only have 1 timeout left. They've got the 2-minute warning. They really cannot punt here. Just look at the mathematics of it.
And that's why you see them taking shots down the field. They knew they were going to get blitzed, but they had man coverage. So they say, hey, let's go down the field. Cotchery could not get on top of Reggie Howard, but I think it was a shot worth taking.
So they will go for it on 4th and 13.
Thing is, with a 4th and 13, you can go for it, down the field, or you can throw it underneath and hope you can break a tackle and then pick up the first down.
Here's your ball game right here. Miami put an end to it. Bollinger steps up, looks downfield, and it's incomplete. Flag down! Cotchery was asking for it against Reggie Howard.
It's part acting job and part salesmanship by Cotchery. Because the ball was up, and as both were going for it,
25, defense.
You see they're going to say illegal contact by Reggie Howard. Reggie Howard didn't find the football, and so the contact between he and Cotchery goes down and draws the flag, and the drive remains alive.
Nick Saban has been steaming for the Miami Dolphins along the sideline. He was trying to chat with Walt Coleman and now is still going at it with the line judge. He didn't feel the ball was catchable and that a flag never should have been thrown.
And you know what? The game should not come down to that kind of play, because it was a pass of hope and desperation for the New York Jets. And let's watch the play. Now, is contact initiated, and even is this ball catchable? Now, see, Howard's not looking back for the ball. There is some contact. Now, could he have caught that ball? And is Cotchery just giving it maybe the old acting job, the old salesmanship after contact was made?
It keeps the Jets alive with a 1st and 10 at the Miami 43, a 34-yard penalty. Bollinger handles the rush, gets rid of it, and throws it away. With a minute 53 left, Jets still have 1 timeout remaining. Bowens and Taylor applied the heat on Bollinger.
Really is about the pressure, but it's about coverage on the back end as well. Look at the Sam Madison locked up with Lavernius Coates. Nowhere to go with the ball because he's in excellent position. When the ball is thrown late, it goes out of bounds.
2nd and 10. Jets 0-7 on the road, looking for a 4th quarter rally in their last road game of the season, and flags come down. It's going to work against New York.
Full start, 78, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's Jonathan Goodwin called on the penalty as we head to New York. An update from Greg Gumbel.
All right, Ian, in Indianapolis, that dream of a perfect season looks like it's about to go down the drain. Michael Turner, 83 yards as they come up on 2 minutes to play in Indianapolis. San Diego leads the Colts 26-17. Back to you.
Wow. The big play. It's something the Colts, I think, have been good at, not allowing those explosion plays with the safeties Mike Dawson, Bob Sanders. And it's the big play that really takes them down.
Shotgun, 2nd and 15. Bollinger over the middle. Spin by Houston. Able to stay upright and bang his way for a 1st down.
Boy, he is a tough out. Tough to get on the ground and end the play.
And Brooks Bollinger has gone over 300 yards passing on the day. 1st and 10 from the Miami 32, a minute 27 left. Bollinger fires over the middle, it's complete. And it's Cotchery for the Jets inside the 20.
Well, the Jets are on the move, and they're finding some seams to throw the ball underneath against this secondary.
And Bollinger will spike it with 1:09 left. They've got 1 timeout and a minute 9 on the clock.
And I think you have time to actually call a play and not use a timeout or waste a down. I think you get 3, maybe 4 shots, and you waste that down. Now you're limited in terms of your opportunities to get it
12
into the
men
end zone.
on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Well, you get it back. 12 men on the field against Nick Saban's team, and the frustration throughout the year of these penalties, averaging 8.5 per game, the most in Miami Dolphins history.
Well, the resiliency that Nick Saban talked about, it's being tested today. Because after the penalty on Reggie Howard on 4th down, had you executed that play, you're off the field and this game is over. But now you're deep inside your own red zone and you have to turn it back. Brooks Bollinger's just taking whatever this defense is giving him and they've given him plenty.
Ball is spotted at the 14. Miami 24, the Jets 20. On a 1st and 5 for New York. Bollinger having a banner day. Thomas waiting to rush. Here they come. Bollinger unloads to the end zone. It's caught by McCarron, but out of bounds. Travis Daniels getting a piece of it. And momentum carried both of them past the end line.
It's actually well played by Travis Daniels. He goes up for the ball with both hands at its highest point. By the time it comes off his hands and into the hands of McCarron has already run out of the field of play, and he's out of bounds.
Well, the Jets with 1 timeout left and with 1:03 on the clock, they could elect to run the football here. They've got enough time to work with.
Your best chance of running it is with a quarterback draw. I like the way Brooks Bollinger carries the ball himself.
Bollinger steps up and throws it incomplete. Cotchery with white jerseys surrounding him in double coverage.
You just have to beware if you're the Miami Dolphins. Understand who you have at quarterback. Brooks is very mobile, so if they go with an empty backfield set, you better keep a linebacker behind your defensive line, because if you clear out from behind your defensive line, looks for Brooks Bollinger to carry the ball in, maybe on a quarterback draw. If not, he'll take a shot into the end zone.
Well, the big key here, you can get 5 yards and have more downs to work with as well. A 3rd and 5. Bollinger, timing play, end zone, incomplete. Lavernius Coles in a matchup with Sam Madison, and now the Jets face a 4th down.
Tight coverage by Sam Madison. Is there contact? You be the judge. He jams him at that 5-yard mark, and see, he's on top. He's using the arm bar, which is that left arm, to keep him from advancing down the field. See him hook him? It's a sleight of hand and actually held Lavernius Coles, but if you don't see it, you can't call it if you're an official.
Well, the 3 shots at the end zone has forced them into this position, a 4th and 5. 52 seconds remaining. Bollinger fires, incomplete. It's over. Doug Jolly, the intended receiver, with Jeremiah Bell. Blanket coverage.
And Jeremiah Bell, I think he's the best matchup they have if you're going to put a safety on Doug Jolly. And watch Bell, 37. Very quick, he's agile, and see, he breaks in front of it and able to get a hand in front and knock this ball down before Doug Jolly can make the catch. So as the matchup defensively Nick Saban needed, his best defender at the safety position on the tight end.
And the question that will be raised to the Jets, on a 1st and 5, 3 straight attempts at the end zone, setting up 4th and 5 with everything on the table.
Well, you have to take a shot. I'd rather you take 3 or 4 shots at the end zone than trying to just pick up 5 yards for a 1st down.
Rosenfels takes a knee. Jets, 1 timeout left. The Jets are going to finish the season 0-8 on the road. Meanwhile, Miami will extend to a 4-game winning streak and their first 3-game winning streak in December since 1987.
Oh, the resiliency Nick Saban talked about, it showed up. He got what he wanted. Even after the penalty, they hung in there defensively and made the plays down the stretch in the goal line, or I should say in the end zone, to make the difference.
The Jets and Herman Edwards fall to 3-11. Miami ups its mark to 7-7. The Dolphins hold on for a 24-20 victory over the New York Jets. Miami is at the 500 mark, trying to stay alive in the playoff picture. For Solomon Wilcots, I'm Ian Eagle. Let's send it to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Ian Solomon, thanks very much. So there's your final down in Miami. The Dolphins with a 24-20 win over the New York Jets. As we welcome you to the Subway postgame show. The biggest game of the day taking place in Indianapolis. That is under a minute and a half to play. And the San Diego Chargers have the ball and are leading the Colts by a